Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Thank you so much for joining me on What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. And you're in store for a supersized 3-hour episode tonight that kicks off with a visit from the man who played Lieutenant Dan. Actor Gary Sinise, who will be in Milwaukee on Monday, is just moments away. And my other guests ahead on What's on Tap are WTMJ's Brandon Snide with a preview of this weekend's Harley-Davidson homecoming activities and gatherings. Farmhouse Paint and Sip co-owner Taime Nanez, she has your invitation to Milwaukee's annual Frida Fest this weekend, celebrating renowned Mexican painter Frida Kahlo. Pabst Theater Groups, Gary Witt and Amber Solheim, have been busy. They are going to share their enthusiasm for our local music scene and why they are hosting another summer of It's Alive Milwaukee. Free performances on the Riverwalk. And Wisconsin Dance Theater director Samuel Huberty tells us about this brand new dance company in our state and their July performances of an original ballet set in World War II titled A Hero's Homecoming. So all that's coming up. But first, we start What's on Tap tonight with some true star power as we look forward to a stellar concert by Gary Sinise and his Lieutenant Dan Band, Monday, July 14th, just a few days away. The show is called Skylight Rocks because it's a fundraiser for Milwaukee's Skylight Music Theater. Gary Sinise takes the stage with his bass guitar and a talented group of professional musicians to party and bring people together for a great cause, supporting local theater. I've seen the Lieutenant Dan Band. They are a lot of fun. And Monday's show at the Aurora Pavilion at the Henry Meyer Festival grounds is going to be even more special because it will be the Lieutenant Dan Band's first Milwaukee appearance. And Michael Unger is the artistic director of Skylight Music Theater and has been a longtime friend of Gary Sinise since the 1970s. The three of us connected via Zoom. And Gary, why are you bringing your Lieutenant Dan Band to Milwaukee on Monday for your Skylight Rocks concert?
Because Michael's my buddy from many, many years ago, and he's still chipping away on the theater scene, doing great work there. But nonprofit theater is an ongoing challenge, and I remember it all too well, having started a theater company and worked our way up and fundraising and trying to keep the doors open. And sometimes you don't meet those needs, and you have to do a little something extra to bring a little extra support in. And so I offered to bring my band. I was going to be at Fort McCoy in Wisconsin. I'm there on the 13th, on Sunday the 13th, and I thought, oh, hey, Michael, why don't I just stay an extra day and we'll come over to Milwaukee and try to raise a little money, raise some awareness for Skylight and what you're doing, and have a little fun on Monday night.
And Michael, when Gary says that to you, what do you say back?
You don't say no. You say, are you kidding me? Why? But thank you. Gary is a guy who shows up. He's done it for the troops. He's a great humanitarian, a great artist, phenomenal actor, director, and he's one of those people that does these kinds of things for other people.
Gary, you're well known and well respected, rightfully so, for your dedication to support veterans and in so many different ways through the Gary Sinise Foundation. So I think when people are going to hear Gary Sinise and Lieutenant Dan Band is going to perform on July 14th, a concert that everybody can go to, I think people are going to automatically think it's a veterans benefit. But theater means as much to you. It's been just as important in your life. Can you talk about that?
Well, you know what? I mean, one of the things that we're doing with Skylight is we have a program, our arts and entertainment program at the Gary Sinise Foundation, where we support theaters around the country that are interested in extending the hand out to the veterans in their community. And we want to, I have these two different lives. I have the acting and the theater and all that stuff, the way I make my living. And then I have another thing that I do, which is the veteran support and, the Lieutenant Dan Band, which is a program of the Gary Sinise Foundation. It's all part of the mission work. I make my living as an actor and that kind of thing. I don't make money at all doing the Gary Sinise Foundation, Lieutenant Dan Band thing. So one of the things that we wanted to do with our arts and entertainment outreach is help support local theaters. And it goes back to years and years ago at Steppenwolf Theater when I was the artistic director of the theater, and I was directing some plays, and I was with Vietnam veterans in my family. I very much wanted to find a piece of material that would kind of speak to their experience. And I found this wonderful play in 1980 that was written and being performed on stage in Los Angeles. It was written by a group of Vietnam veterans, and they were up on stage every night performing this story of their lives. They got together and they workshopped this play for about 6 months, just telling their own stories, and then they'd get up and act it out. And one of the guys would write it all down, and they created a play called Tracers. And I saw it in Los Angeles. I very much wanted to do it. I flew there, and I begged them to let me do it, which they eventually let me do. And during the production in 1984, veterans started coming, and we started to make at least Tuesday night of every week a free night for veterans. And that set the stage for what became an ongoing over 40-year program at Steppenwolf Theater called Vets Night. And every one of our plays, we do a special performance for veterans. Usually it's like the dress rehearsal, the final dress. And we bring in the first audience that sees the plays are veterans. So having this program and starting to support it through the Gary Sinise Foundation at Steppenwolf, and we're supporting other theaters around the country. I've reached out to Michael. He's right there in Milwaukee. He's got a great theater, beautiful space there. I said, and he well knew this program and the Vets Night thing going back to the 80s. And I said, you want to do it at Skylight? And he said, absolutely, let's do it. So now it's been a couple of years, and they bring veterans in to see every show that they do. Gary Sinise Foundation provides a free meal, and Michael sends me videos every time the veterans are having their food before they see the show. He sends me videos of all the veterans, happy faces and everything. And it's really just a wonderful way for a theater community to engage with a veteran community. And I'm sure over the past couple of years, Michael and his team there at Skylight have gotten to know their local veterans pretty well. They have a new appreciation for them. We want to support that. And so I'm coming to Skylight Theater to help raise money to continue to help them do that.
He is actor Gary Sinise, and the conversation with his longtime pal and Skylight Music Theater artistic director Michael Unger continues. Find out about the musical talents of Gary Sinise and the Lieutenant Dan Band and what we'll see at Skylight Rocks next on What's on Tap.
I'm Matt Dorner, CEO of Milwaukee Downtown Bid 21. Our business leaders value downtown Milwaukee.
I'm Al Orr, CEO of Reinhardt. Our headquarters, overlooking City Hall, reflects our commitment to a thriving downtown. We're proud that its growing built environment continues to be shaped by the dedication of our attorneys and clients to constantly improving the city we call home.
Get down to business at MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
Hey there, I'm Sandy Maxx with WTMJ to tell you about incredible career opportunities with my friends at Three Pillars Senior Living Communities in Dousman. And I'm really looking forward to visiting on Friday. I get to go back and meet some more of the residents and the staff there. And it really is... It lives up to its reputation. Three Pillars is ranked best in continuing care, assisted and independent living in Wisconsin, and it's a certified great place to work. They're hiring caregivers within their assisted living and memory care communities, full and part-time day or evening shifts, starting at $20 per hour, and you could get more based on your experience and the shifts you get. The best part, you will make a difference in the lives of others every day at Three Pillars. Go to threepillars.org, click on the careers tab, and learn more.
You're going to love the new all-you-can-eat Saturday breakfast buffet for under $10 at the Mine Shaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford. It's fantastic. From 8 a.m. till noon, kids under 3 eat free. Walk on in. It's all you can eat. MineshaftRestaurant.com.
Viking, dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person, with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Longtime friends, actor Gary Sinise and Skylight Music Theater artistic director Michael Unger joined me via Zoom to get us psyched for Skylight Rocks. Gary Sinise and the Lieutenant Dan Band. You're hearing a little bit of the great cover songs that they will play at Monday night's concert at the Aurora Pavilion at the Henry Meyer Festival Park. It is a fundraiser for Skylight Music Theater, a Milwaukee theater organization here for over 65 years. You can get tickets at Skylight Music Theater's website, skylightmusictheater.org, to see Gary Sinise playing bass guitar and grooving on stage with the Lieutenant Dan Band. And Gary, what can we expect to see and hear when you're on stage Monday night?
Well, we're a cover band. We play. I wanted to put a show together where everybody was going to like it. I'm not a songwriter or anything like that. I picked it up again simply to play for the troops and to play for the men and women who are serving our country. I was just jamming around again. I hadn't played for a while, but in the late 90s, I started to screw around with it a little bit, and play a little bit. And then September 11th happened, and I wanted to do something to help our men and women who were deploying to Afghanistan and Iraq. So I started visiting them. And I remember the first tour I was on was to Iraq in 2003. And Kid Rock was on that tour, and other entertainers were on the tour, and they were performing. I was Gary, Lieutenant Dan, shaking hands and taking pictures.
Dropping movie quotes.
Yeah, occasionally. Life is like a box of chocolates. All right. And, making, waving to the crowd and stuff like that. And I thought, hey, I play some music. I'm going to talk to USO and to let me take the band. And so they said they would put a tour together. So I went down to Diego Garcia. It's way in the middle of the Indian Ocean, and Singapore and Korea. And this was back in February of 2004. And from that point on, I just kept asking them to send me out to different places. And I was doing CSI New York, and, I'd shoot CSI, and then I'd go out on the weekends or, go overseas on the hiatus or whatever. And we've done hundreds of shows like that. And I never thought years ago when that I would be playing bass this much. but I am, and it's all for the mission. Like I said, I don't do it for a living. I make my living in another way. This is all for the mission. I have to raise money to pay the band. The band, they're all professionals. They all play for a living. That's how they keep themselves alive. But the Gary Sinise Foundation now has a program, and the Lieutenant Dan Band is part of our arts and entertainment and relief and resiliency. We send the band all over the place. In August, we're going to play our 600th show.
Wow.
In the last 20 years, 600. That's 600 shows that's a lot of shows for free.
I think you've hit your 10,000 hours, Gary. I think you're probably a pretty dang proficient bass player. When did you pick up bass guitar in the first place? As a kid?
I played it in 7th grade. I remember the first band, and not the first band I was in, but the first time I ended up playing bass because there was another guy, and he was better at guitar than I was. So I picked up the bass and started playing the bass. And then I played it in high school a little bit and into my early 20s, and then got so busy with Steppenwolf that I just didn't play for a really long time, and then picked it up again in the late 90s. And here I am, been all over the world doing this kind of thing.
What's your favorite song to play in the Lieutenant Dan Band? What's your favorite song on the set list to just let loose and have fun?
That's too hard to say. We play too many songs. I mean, there's so many great songs that we play. We do Dave Matthews stuff. We do Springsteen stuff. We do contemporary. So we even do a Dua Lipa song in the band. I mean, we're all over the place. We're doing everything.
They are the best cover band ever. And if you come to the concert, which you all should, you have a chance to win tickets to shows in our next season, but also you have a chance, we're raffling off one of Gary's personal guitars autographed by Gary. So there.
That's incredible. Raffling off one of your personal instruments.
Yeah, I have a number of basses that I've played over the years, and they're taking up a lot of room in the archive. So I'm getting rid of one and giving
also,
it to Mike.
On July 10th, we're partnering with Milwaukee Film Festival to screen Forrest Gump in advance of the concert. So come on out and check that out.
To get people excited. What a milestone. That is, gosh, last year then would have been, the 30th anniversary of Forrest Gump being released.
It was.
94. Yeah. Good gravy.
Yeah. We did a big show at the Grand Ole Opry. last year. It was the Opry celebrates 30 years of Forrest Gump, and every artist on the bill, when you go to the Opry, each artist, they have about 7 or 8 artists in a night, and each one will play 2 or 3 songs, and then the next one comes on. They had a great idea to have everybody on the bill play a song from the soundtrack of Forrest Gump.
Oh, that's great.
and so it was really fun to do. It was a great show, and we're going to be back at the Opry on Veterans Day. We're doing a big veteran salute show at the Opry this year.
That's a milestone. That is a very special stage for any musician, Gary.
Incredible. I mean, there's a lot of history there, and just the fact that we were up there was ridiculous. I'm an actor. I don't play. I'm an actor with a band. What are we doing there?
We'll chat about just how important and impactful the Lieutenant Dan character continues to be, not just in inspiring the name of Gary's fun cover band, and maybe get a story or two about the early years of Gary and Michael's friendship. Stay with us. Me, Gary Sinise, and Skylight Music Theater's Michael Unger on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
WTMJ's John Mercure here for Annex Wealth Management. If you have big questions about inflation, money, and your retirement goals, join me Tuesday, July 15th with your questions as I co-host an Instant Insight webinar with Annex Wealth Management's Chief Economist, Brian Jacobson. It's July 15th at 9 a.m. It's free, but you must register. Go to WTMJ.com, click the Instant Insight Register Now button, or check out events at AnnexWealth.com. Tuesday, July 15th, 9 a.m. It's free, but you need to register.
If you missed this,
Jonathan Lavoie, renowned criminal defense attorney, is a partner at Kim and Lavoie, and he is with us.
I think there's a real shot that the judge may allow for some type of bail with very strict conditions.
or this,
The amount of damage done to the Iran nuclear sites, can you talk about that?
He continues to argue that they were completely destroyed, that they were obliterated.
Catch up on the Wisconsin's Afternoon News podcast at WTMJ.com, presented by Dave Draycamp Heating.
Come on into Tyson's, more for you.
Hey, Ripon, big news. Tyson's is opening this fall. From home, farm, auto, and pet to tools, home improvement, and more, you'll find trusted brands and everyday value all in one place. At Tyson's, putting customers first isn't just something we say, it's how we work. Our team is here to help with care, attention, and the kind of service that truly stands out. Check us out at Tysons.com. That's THEISENS.com.
this is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
1, 2, 3.
In the 1994 film Forrest Gump, starring Tom Hanks, actor Gary Sinise portrayed the important and impactful Lieutenant Dan character, a Vietnam veteran, in the movie. You can see the now classic film tomorrow night at the Oriental Theater on the big screen. You can see Gary Sinise on stage with his Lieutenant Dan band Monday at the Aurora Pavilion for a benefit concert called Skylight Rocks. And joining me on What's on Tap, Gary Sinise and Skylight Music Theater's Michael Unger. We'll get a story or two from your longtime friendship, but Gary, first tell me about this continuing significance in your role as Lieutenant Dan.
It's a short little story when you think about it. Lieutenant Dan's only in the movie maybe 20 minutes or 25 minutes at the most, but it's impactful. And I've met a lot of veterans over the years who really were moved by that and moved by the story of Lieutenant Dan.
And the universal theme of going through grief and wrath and coming to acceptance and coming out on the other side. Whatever your journey is, even if you're not a veteran, it's still a powerful universal theme.
It's a great story when you think about it. Back then, there were several movies that came out about Vietnam in the 80s, late 70s, 80s. And if you look at them and you think about them, Coming Home, Apocalypse Now, Casualties of War, Platoon, Deer Hunter. I mean, to look at the Vietnam veterans in those films, and you just always felt, I'm not sure they're going to make it. I'm not sure they're going to be okay. And then along comes Forrest Gump, and what happens? You've got a Vietnam veteran who's successful. He's married at the end. He's moving on with his life. He's standing up again, and he's pushing forward. And we really hadn't seen that happy ending story of a Vietnam veteran before Forrest Gump. And so I think that's why a lot of veterans sort of resonated with that, because there was, it was just a story about them that had not been told. I came back from war, and Yeah, I went through some bad stuff, but I moved through it and I'm okay. If you look at like Fred Smith just died recently, who started FedEx. He was a Marine, great guy. I knew Fred. He supported my foundation, came back from war. Bad stuff happened, but he took his war experience and what did he do? He turned it into something that we'd never seen before, which is overnight you can get a package anywhere in the world. And I asked him one time, Fred, where'd you come up with that? He goes, well, I just learned it all in the military. The military knows how to move stuff really quickly, like big trucks and tanks and, they know how to move stuff fast. And he learned that. He was successful. And that story of Lieutenant Dan being successful, making a lot of money, pushing on through his shrimp business and his investing in Apple, some kind of fruit company. That story hadn't really been told. I think a lot of veterans appreciated that.
And then Forrest Gump was another reason for the two of you to get back together, Michael and Gary. And Michael, so you were assisting Gary you were really rocketing there because not only did you have Forrest Gump, what are some of the other films that you were doing that you kind of needed Michael's help to wrangle your schedule?
Well, when I first went out to L.A., my wife and I went out there. She closed a show in Chicago, and Terry Kinney, one of the other founding members of Steppenwolf, whom I just assisted at a play at Steppenwolf called A Clockwork Orange, said, I think Gary might need some help for a couple of weeks. And this is right before the Oscars. I think I landed in L.A., got to Gary's house in literally days before he was off to the Oscars and went to a party that he threw for Tom Hanks and all the folks. Anyway.
No, that was a party for me.
A party for you, sorry. Oh, Tom was there. I got a picture with Tom Hanks and you and Janet.
Tom attended that party.
Oh, sorry. Tom attended. Anyway, so started working with him on that, but it was supposed to be like 2 or 3 weeks, and it ended up 2.5 years of working on Albino Alligator, Ransom, Apollo 13 Publicity, The Steppenwolf, Barry Child on Broadway, and A Friend for Life.
What a fruitful time for you, Gary. So what's this trip to Japan? Tell me about
we were promoting Apollo 13, so Ron Howard and I went over to promote the movie in Japan.
But Gary called me on, I think, a Wednesday and said, what are you doing this weekend? I said, I don't know, not much, hanging out. And he said, do you want to go to Japan? I was like, what? He said, I'm doing publicity. And Moira can't go. His wife wasn't able to go. And he said, just got to make sure I don't oversleep and miss an interview. I'm like, okay. So like literally 3 or 4 days later, I'm on riding first class with Gary Sinise and Ron Howard and Jim Lovell and Brian Grazer, producer. And there was some turbulence as we're heading across the ocean. And we were watching Star Trek dubbed in Japanese on the back of the seat in front of us. And when the turbulence got a little bit shaky, Gary and I looked at each other, we looked over at Jim Lovell, and we're like, I think we'll be okay.
I think an astronaut in your presence, Captain Lovell, would give me comfort in turbulence. A huge, huge thank you to actor and all-around good man and humanitarian Gary Sinise, and to Skylight Music Theater artistic director Michael Unger for joining me on What's on Tap and for joining forces to bring the Lieutenant Dan Band to Milwaukee. Monday night, Skylight Rocks is the name of the benefit concert. It's at the Aurora Pavilion on the Summerfest grounds, that big white tent right at the Midgate at the Henry Meyer Festival Park. If you're looking for tickets, there are still some available, and they're reasonable. I would say check out Skylight Music Theater's website, skylightmusictheater.org. And you can hear that full conversation, old buddies hanging out and chatting together. It's a neat experience. If you text the word Gary, Gary, to the Sighting Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line, text the word Gary, Gary, to 855-616-1620 to hear that full conversation. We mentioned Tom Hanks. Today is Tom Hanks' birthday. You can use that same talk and text line, 855-616-1620. What's your favorite Tom Hanks role? We'll get into that. But now, from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, just a couple minutes late, please forgive me, Neil Doyle.
No problem at all. Thanks, Sandy. A Milwaukee County judge accused of obstruction is going to have to wait a little bit longer for a decision.
The federal case against suspended Milwaukee Judge Hannah Dugan is still moving forward, but a final decision could come soon. At a hearing Wednesday, U.S. District Judge Lynn Edelman said he'll meet with attorneys again in 10 days for a status update and could rule then on whether to dismiss the case entirely. The defense filed the motion to dismiss back in May, arguing Dugan is protected by judicial immunity, but a magistrate judge recently recommended the case proceed. Both sides now appear focused on moving the case forward, whether that means a plea deal or taking it to trial. At the Milwaukee Federal Courthouse, Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
Since the start of the year, overall violent crime has decreased by over 10% in Milwaukee, but homicides and human trafficking are on the rise. Mayor Cavalier Johnson says he's added more funding to police in the upcoming city budget to address the issues at hand.
It's enough funding for 3 classes, 65 officers in each class, which is the max that we can possibly produce out of our academy in Milwaukee. We still are making those investments. I want all those spots, those recruitment spots, to be full. So we're making those investments. We're going out, we're asking people in the community to be a part of the solution to join the Milwaukee Police Department.
So far this year, 3 Milwaukee police officers have been injured and 1 has been killed. And searching for a missing teen in Milwaukee, 16-year-old Isis Allen was last seen on June 18th in the city and might still be in the area. She has severe asthma, may need medical attention as well, according to authorities. Allen is described as an African-American girl with brown eyes, black curly hair with braids, also a small black scar under one of her eyes. You can see a photo up on our website, WTMJ.com. And take a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. I-94 southbound as you approach Layton Avenue. You'll see a little bit on the brakes there. That's due to the right lane is blocked with a crash in that area. I-41 southbound near Burleigh, report of a disabled vehicle, so the right shoulder block there. Otherwise, the rest of the roadways looking pretty good. And your WTMJ 5-day forecast tonight. Clear skies will be a bit cooler as well, low down to 61. Heading into Thursday, mostly sunny, high of 82. Partly cloudy Friday. We could see some storm chances late, high of 83. And as we get into the weekend, Saturday, partly cloudy, some storm chances, high of 82. Mostly sunny on Sunday with a high of 85. 74 degrees in Green Bay. It is 71 in Oak Creek and 71 degrees here in Milwaukee. I'm Neil Doyle, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:35.
Did you know, according to research, a majority of people gain their weight back after stopping those expensive weight loss shots? Don't become another statistic. The doctor-developed Milwaukee weight loss program doesn't just help you lose weight, it helps you keep it off for good. We've helped thousands of people lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks and maintain the results long-term. No more yo-yo dieting or weight regain. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi. I dropped 40 pounds. Yes, 40 pounds with Milwaukee Weight Loss. No crazy workouts, none of the meals, kits, or the shakes, and definitely no meds or injections. They helped reset my metabolism, and the weight's actually stayed off now for 6 months. It's been a game changer for me. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. I lost 40, as I said, in about 6 months. Schedule your free consultation today by calling 262-393-2334 or go online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Again, that's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
It's always a beautiful experience coming out to the ballpark. Many fans prep in the parking lot amongst our legendary tailgaters. When you're ready for new windows and doors, prep for those at the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield. See, feel, open, close, and compare dozens of window and door options from different Pella lines side by side. And if you order by July 31st, get 0% interest for up to 5 years on Blue Mountain Road, or visit PellaWI.com today.
Hey, Milwaukee, if you missed out on the best summer savings for furniture, appliances, and mattresses, don't worry. Kohlder's is extending their 4th of July weekend sale through this Sunday for 1 more week. Shop Kohlder's unbeatable store-wide discounts on top of their sale and clearance prices. John Mercure here. I just shopped at Kohlder's. It's the best quality. It's the best sales team. It's the most beautiful showrooms. And now, save 60% on furniture and mattresses. Take an additional 10% off. Stack your discounts only during Kohlder's extended 4th of July weekend sale. Save big on sofas, sectionals, dining tables, bedroom sets, and more. Use the code WEEKEND10 at checkout, in-store, or online. And the savings don't stop there. Take an additional 5% off appliances at Kohlder's with the code WEEKEND5. That's on top of prices you won't find anywhere else. Now's the time to upgrade your kitchen or laundry appliances at Kohlder's. Don't miss out on Kohlder's 4th of July weekend sale, now extended through Sunday, July 13th. Shop in-store or online at Kohlder's.com.
Get more for your money, Kohlder's.
If
After feeling vibrations in your steering wheel, after reaching speeds of over 50 miles per hour, you should bring it into Richlands and let us fix it for you.
If your brakes are making weird noises or feel strange every time you apply them, you should bring it into Richlands and let us fix it for you.
If your engine light is on, you should bring it to Richlands.
And let us fix it for you, because there isn't an auto service repair job on the planet that our service techs can't fix.
Courtney's right. Just check out some of our Google reviews. A whole lot of stars means a whole lot of happy customers.
Proof's in the pudding, so whether you need factory scheduled maintenance
or tires, brakes, and suspension service, we've got your back.
5 conveniently located facilities, all AAA approved,
and all staffed by ASE certified technicians. I'm Brett Matschke, and the next time you're due for service,
bring it into Richlands and let us fix it for you.
Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
Here's to time out on the water in Wisconsin, to living your best life while enjoying the lake life, and getting up on a wakeboard the very first try. Or not. Here's to wearing only swimsuits and wishing this perfect day would never end. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Start your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Welcome back to What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world-class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. This is one of those songs that you hear in the movie Forrest Gump. Not only was that a classic film, it had a heck of a soundtrack as well. Talking about Forrest Gump because it's going to be on the big screen tomorrow at the Oriental Theater in honor of Gary Sinise, coming to Milwaukee on Monday to perform a benefit concert called Skylight Rocks with the Lieutenant Dan Band. If you just missed that conversation with Gary Sinise and Skylight Music Theater's artistic director Michael Unger, they go way back to the 70s as buddies. You can text the word Gary to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line. Text GARY to 855-616-1620 to catch up on that full interview. You can hear the complete conversation. That's Gary, 855-616-1620. 1620. Also welcoming you to use that talk and text line. It's Tom Hanks' birthday today. Another reason to talk about Forrest Gump. And I think as soon as I say Tom Hanks, you automatically think of something, don't you? Like a favorite movie that you've seen him in, or one of your favorite roles of Tom Hanks. Go ahead, share that, because I'll tell you exactly what comes to mind when I hear Tom Hanks. Now, we've been talking about Forrest Gump because Gary Sinise in town next Monday and the Forrest Gump screening tomorrow at the Oriental. But this is my very, very favorite Tom Hanks film.
Every time you do that thing you do.
Playtone Records, That Thing You Do. Every frame of this movie I love. So that's my very favorite Tom Hanks movie. But I will tell you, I remember that my dad used to watch Bosom Buddies on TV when it was Tom Hanks and Peter Scolari in the early 80s, and I thought he was cute then. So it turns out he had an actual career after that. So what is one of your favorites? I did some research. Rotten Tomatoes has all Tom Hanks movies ranked by the Tomato Meter. And I will tell you, the spoiler alert is the top 4 Tom Hanks movies, according to Rotten Tomatoes, all of the Toy Story films. Which I realize that's a whole generation and a couple generations in itself. So producer Brian Kelly with me tonight. I know you're a big comedy fan, especially improv comedy, but what's your favorite Tom Hanks
I've
film
been thinking
or two?
about this because there's a whole bunch, and I completely forgot the Toy Story even existed. That's how many Tom Hanks movies there are.
There are so many.
I love Apollo 13. I love
also with Gary Sinise. Yes,
yes. I love Philadelphia.
Yes,
that's so good. You don't have to watch it more than once because it's so freaking good.
Well, and it's so dramatic, and that's also, it was so early in his career after he had done Big and these other, The Man with One Red Shoe. I don't know where that one lands on this, but it just showed his versatility as an actor.
My favorite of him, though, my personal favorite is The Burbs. I love The Burbs.
I saw that in the theaters when it came out with Rick Ducommun. That's another one from
Carrie
the 80s.
Fisher.
Yeah, and you've also got Bachelor Party in there.
Oh yeah, you got to mention Bachelor Party when Tom Hanks. Also, Castaway. You can put that on That's a Saturday movie. Saturday you put it on, it never stops. Quick fun fact for you.
Yes.
The That Thing You Do.
Mm-hmm.
That whole soundtrack was written by the bassist from Fountains of Wayne,
Adam Schlesinger.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Yes, that's an incredibly time. I mean, and that's the level. So I'm going to get into this as well. You've also got all of those dramatic films like Saving Private Ryan. When Tom Hanks does a project, think about all the nuances of the pre-Beatles 60s that are That Thing You Do. Every single detail. And he's overseeing that. Like, that's how much he cares. So you take that level of detail now to World War II stories that he feels are so important to tell and tell accurately.
Saving Private Ryan, he did that. I forgot.
That's what I mean. So it's just so he really does quality work that's going to live on well beyond. It's going to be his legacy, some of the quality films that he did.
Last shout out, Joe versus the Volcano. Thank you.
Not a fan of that one or Volunteers necessarily. They're more sentimental favorites, but there's no crying in baseball. He was in a league of their own.
Yeah. Like I said, they all just fly right out of your head.
And I do remember the video for Dragnet. Remember when he was in that? And there was I
love Dragnet.
and they did a song, and he rapped about his goatskin pants. We should have found that clip.
People Against Goodness and Normalcy. I'm Pep Strebeck. Good, great
funny.
character.
But I welcome you to, while we're on the happy birthday Tom Hanks subject, we did get a text in from Peter. Amidst all the exceptional Tom Hanks films, there was the extremely contrasting Joe versus the Volcano. So you give it a thumbs up, Brian. Peter gives it a thumbs down. Peter also texted in that he saw the Lieutenant Dan Band at EAA AirVenture in 2015, and they were very popular opening day performance. So a ringing endorsement to go see Gary Sinise and the Lieutenant Dan Band on Monday. But if you're hankering to see both Gary Sinise and Tom Hanks on the big screen, tomorrow is Forrest Gump on the big screen at the Oriental Theater. And Brian and I did a little digging. You wonder what the movie trailer is like before the film was such a sensation. Like, what were the stories they were trying to tell? And to kind of encapsulate just what a classic film Forrest Gump is, this is most of the trailer that came out in 1994 to get you to see this very non-traditional storytelling film.
Hello, my name's Forrest Gump. Would you like a chocolate?
Oh, thank you.
It's funny what a young man recollects.
You're the same as everybody else. You are no different.
Your boy's different.
Are you stupid or something? Mama says stupid as stupid does. I'm Jenny. I'm Forrest Gump.
She was my most special friend. My only friend. We was together all the time. We was like peas and carrots, Jenny and I.
Hey, stupid!
So see, it was positioned a lot more of a love story. So, but it's just cool to revisit it. So if you want to see Tom Hanks and Gary Sinise on the big screen in Forrest Gump, you have your chance tomorrow at the Oriental Theater, the beautiful historic Oriental Theater. 6:30 showtime tomorrow for Forrest Gump. And Tom Hanks has a soft spot for Milwaukee because he is a huge fan of typewriters. Original, antique, clacking typewriters, and Milwaukee is the birthplace of the typewriter. So I know my friends who organized QWERTY Fest, which is a celebration of the typewriter that is coming up the first weekend of October, and they hate the question, yet they still invite him. Will Tom Hanks be there? Maybe this is the year. But celebrate Tom Hanks however you'd like to. I'm sure you can stream a good one or just a sentimental, not so good one on your favorite streaming service. Good news about 2 Wisconsin organizations doing good deeds. Next on What's on Tap.
The historic Fox and Hound Supper Club is the most beautiful, unique, and affordable summer dining destination. WTMJ's John Merck here. I love the Fox and Hounds. When you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free, including prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday, desserts and ice cream drinks, buy one, get one free. Order a hand-cut choice ribeye steak, pan-seared scallops, the roasted duck, pan-fried walleye, pasta, the ribs, any entree, your second dinner is free. 7 nights a week. Wow, what a value. Relax with a cold beverage on that patio in the woods, then dinner in one of the 8 unique dining rooms. Your second dinner is free. It is a dining experience at the historic Fox and Hounds. The award-winning Fox and Hounds Supper Club off Highway 167 near Holy Hill. The drive through the Kettle Moraine is stunning. A Wisconsin summer must-see. Wherever you live, it's worth the beautiful drive and free dinner at the Fox and Hounds. So step away from your kitchen, call and reserve your free dinner today. It's the famous Fox and Hounds.
Pain, tingling, burning in your hand and wrist, wakes you up at night, makes life difficult. Working with your hands is nearly impossible. If that sounds like you may suffer with carpal tunnel syndrome. The problem is Medicare pays for the old open surgery done in a hospital or surgery center. And it's no walk in the park. Big incision, 6-week recovery. I mean, imagine your hands being bandaged up, unable to use it for 6 weeks. So if you want to, you can have that old open surgery the government says to get, or you have another option. An ultra minimally invasive procedure done in the office that can give you immediate relief in 15 minutes and you are back to your life in just 1 day. The Ovation Technique, only at Ovation Hand Institute. You've suffered long enough. You don't have to put the fix off anymore. Visit ovationhand.com and see the difference with your own eyes. ovationhand.com.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake, tee off at the Lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen, explore stunning shores and historic landmarks, and enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
Hi, Sandy Maxx here to tell you about an incredible event at a new community at Three Pillars in Lake Country. It's the grand opening of their active adult community, The Fields at Three Pillars, and I'll be there live Friday, July 11th to help celebrate. Nestled along the Bark River, The Fields is a neighborhood-style community unlike anything in Wisconsin, with 110 residences and amenities like a spa, supper club, art studio, pub, dog park, pickleball, and more. It's already one of the most sought-after senior communities in the state. Learn more about The Fields at threepillars.org.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
There are times we did.
So you just heard about Gary Sinise doing another good deed. He's got a string of them. He'll be in town on Monday for a concert called Skylight Rocks with the Lieutenant Dan Band and raising money for Skylight Music Theater. And if you want to find out more about the Lieutenant Dan Band concert, just text the word Gary to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. Text GARY to 855-616-1620. We'll send you the podcast and the link to get tickets for that fun Monday night show as a fundraiser for Skylight Music Theater. But another fundraiser that is happening with something that's been in the headlines that you've heard a lot about, which has been heartbreaking, is Officer Corder passing away in the line of duty. His funeral is scheduled for Friday afternoon, and everyone here at the WTMJ newsroom, we are fully prepared to cover that and bring you that story up to date as the community comes together on Friday as Officer Corder is laid to rest. And Stenny's, who you think of with the zingy Bloody Marys, well, they're going to do a really nice thing on July 15th. Stenny's is going to donate 50% of the sales on July 15th in support of Officers Corder and McCrae, Officer McCrae, who was injured in that same shooting and is recovering. And why? Because the All-Star Game is that day as well. And they know people are going to come out and watch the All-Star Game at Stenny's. But this is a way, says LJ, the general manager of Stenny's, to says, come out and support our local All-Stars and their families. So next Tuesday, if you're looking for a place to watch the All-Star Game, Stenny's on 2nd is a great place to go because you'll be doing a good deed to support the Corder family. Officer Kendall Corder, who succumbed to his injuries in that June 26th ambush, passed away on June 29th, and Officer McCrae, who was working right alongside him, who'd been shot but has been released from the hospital and is recovering. It's a great way to do something for our community. So Stenny's on Tuesday is a great way to do a good deed and support the family in blue. And there's also another thing that you can do if you've been completely moved by the stories that you're seeing in Texas of this awful flooding. And again, you're hearing on WTMJ News, Door County Candle Company is giving its customers a way to support the victims of those deadly floods in Texas. They have a Support a Cause candle line. They've done other benefits like this, and one of their vanilla scented candles, you get it, all proceeds go directly to flood relief efforts. And as of this afternoon, over $4,000 have been raised to help Texans, and you can make your home smell better. How's that? So if you're interested, they're based in Sturgeon Bay, Door County Candle Company. Look into that candle as a little something to light a light for hope and also help support the families who are coping with those awful flash floods. And I am Sandy Maxx. Thank you for hanging out with me on What's on Tap. It's a bonus supersize show. So here with you till 9. But next, one of my favorite features on What's on Tap is the song you need to hear. And this one will get you rowdy for Harley Davidson's Homecoming. He's the man who will be on stage on Friday night. You'll hear him next on What's on Tap.
WTMJ's John Mercure here for Annex Wealth Management. If you have big questions about inflation, money, and your retirement goals, join me Tuesday, July 15th with your questions as I co-host an Instant Insight webinar with Annex Wealth Management's Chief Economist, Brian Jacobson. It's July 15th at 9 a.m. It's free, but you must register. Go to WTMJ.com, click the Instant Insight Register Now button, or check out events at AnnexWealth.com. Tuesday, July 15th, 9 a.m. It's free, but you need to register.
The smallest detail needs to be right, and there's no reason it can't be right.
Ben and Arvid from Penny Mustard Furnishings.
He's so passionate about the quality of the furniture. It's important for that furniture to be built perfect. Every little detail matters if you're going to have people and a company and a culture where what we deliver to that customer is absolutely the best thing we can bring to that customer. Everything we do to get to that point that the customer never sees needs to be done to our best ability.
PennyMustard.com.
Don't think twice. Call Dice.
A great way to add value and curb appeal to your home is with the new LiftMaster or CHI maintenance-free garage door. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. A study by Remodelers Magazine reports that the average return on investment is an amazing 82%. Garage doors rank first among all home improvement projects. To see Geiss's huge selection of doors, visit their showroom in Brookfield, or you can also visit their online showroom at GeissDoors.com. Geiss has everything from alley doors to custom wood designer doors and everything in between. Remember, for all your garage door needs, you call Geiss at 262-784-4250. That number again, 262-784-4250. It's Geiss. Visit them online at GeissDoors.com.
Don't think twice. Call Dice.
Summer in Milwaukee is non-stop. Festivals, live music, and fresh city vibes fill the season. From world-famous cultural celebrations to hidden gem street fairs, every neighborhood is a stage, alive with handcrafted traditions, homegrown talent, and world-class entertainment. Music, flavor, culture. Whenever you visit, the Cream City is ready to celebrate. This summer, don't just visit, experience Milwaukee, the city of festivals. Learn more at visitmilwaukee.org/fest.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ. And now, feast your ears. This is the song you need to hear.
Most blokes are going to be playing at 10. These go to 11.
Harley Davidson's homecoming festivities start tomorrow. You'll get a preview from WTMJ's Brandon Snide at 7:15. We'll go through the full music rundown at Veterans Park, and this guy is the headliner on Friday night. Country legend Hank Williams Jr. is going to bring the party. All my rowdy friends are coming over tonight. Crank it up. It's the song you need to hear on What's on Tap.
Girl coming over tonight. Friends are coming over tonight.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a good karma brand station.
Wrap up the first half of the season with the Brewers as they take on the Nationals July 11th through the 13th. Kick the weekend off with the Crew's annual celebration of black culture at the Negro Leagues tribute game on Friday the 11th. Then, your next can't-miss giveaway arrives on Saturday the 12th when the first 25,000 fans will get a 90s throwback jersey presented by CBS 58. Grab your seats at Brewers.com.
When traveling at 20 miles per hour, the average stopping distance is about 40 feet.
That stopping power is calculated in both thinking and braking distance.
And assuming you've got the thinking and braking part down, the only thing left is good tires.
Just Google Richlands to schedule an appointment at any of our 5 convenient locations.
And rest assured, we'll put you in the right tire no matter what sort of vehicle you drive.
Plus, every tire purchase that we install automatically comes with our free flat tire protection plan.
5 conveniently located facilities, all AAA approved,
and all staffed by ASE certified technicians ready to install your tires.
So Google Richlands
or go to richlands.com.
And remember to be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you have good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands, your
due for tire service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
You're going to love the new all-you-can-eat Saturday breakfast buffet for under $10 at the Mine Shaft restaurant in downtown Hartford. It's fantastic. From 8 a.m. till noon, kids under 3 eat free. Walk on in. It's all you can eat. MineshaftRestaurant.com.
It's 3 a.m., a cool house, a quiet dog, and nobody fighting over the thermostat.
In that case, you totally don't need to remember us here at Capitol. Until your AC breaks at 3 a.m., then you really want to remember us here at Capitol.
Yep, and your group chat is not taking AC calls at 3 a.m.
No kidding.
So if your home's not cool sheets and sleeping dogs comfortable, call Capitol. And right now, we've got ACs starting at just $49 a month.
Call CapitalCares.com.
Hey, Wisconsin, it's construction season, and the Wisconsin DOT wants to help you safely navigate work zones in your area. Check 511wi.gov or download the free 511 app to see current road work, closures, detours, and camera views on your route. Wherever your travels take you, know before you go with 511wi.gov. That's 511wi.gov. And remember, know before you go. Always park the phone while driving. Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
Built Right. One location saves you money.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 7:01, it's 70 degrees. Tonight, mostly clear, cooler, low down to 61. Thursday, mostly sunny, high of 82. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Neil Doyle. The legal team for suspended Milwaukee Judge Hannah Dugan is speaking out about the case.
Defense attorney Nicole Masnica says Judge Dugan is disappointed by the magistrate's recommendation to let the case proceed.
She's been strong and tough and remains steadfast in her interest in really setting forth what the real facts are in this case.
But she's hopeful Judge Lynn Edelman will ultimately rule in her favor.
Before on judicial criminal immunity, but there's never had to be a decision on judicial criminal immunity for calling a case or dealing with the things that happen in every courtroom.
A final ruling on the motion to dismiss is expected early August. Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
The union representing Milwaukee County Transit System bus drivers could authorize a work stoppage as soon as this week.
As MCTS continues to address an $11 million budget deficit, members of the Amalgamated Transit Union Local 998 are voting today on whether or not to authorize a strike. VP of the union Michael Brown spoke at the county's transit committee meeting Wednesday.
There should be some accountability on both sides. Somebody messed up. Somebody forgot something.
Brown says the result of the vote will be learned later this evening, and if a strike is authorized, it will last, quote, for as long as it takes. At the Milwaukee County Courthouse, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Governor Tony Evers says he's pleased with the biennial budget that passed in record time after quick bargaining and bipartisan compromise. But does that make him more likely to run for a third term? He joined WTMJ's Point Taken today.
The budget wasn't a defining moment, believe me. There's all sorts of other defining moments that I can talk about.
Evers also says age is not a factor in his decision.
I don't know how big of a deal it is. I think it's a personal thing for all the folks. I feel good. It feels, my work is really rewarding to me.
You can hear the entire conversation with Governor Evers on the Point Taken podcast. The Wisconsin Elections Commission says a former Madison clerk broke multiple laws in November.
An investigation led by the commission found probable cause that Madison City Clerk Maribeth Witzelbell broke 5 state election laws, including failing to properly supervise an election and failing to provide information to poll workers and the Municipal Board of Canvassers. What the commission calls a confluence of errors led to nearly 200 absentee ballots not being counted in the November presidential election. The commission will vote on whether to accept the report's findings on July 17th. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
It's day 6 of the search mission for flood victims in the hill country of Texas. CBS's Karen Waugh in Kerrville on how it's going.
About 24 hours ago, officials thought maybe a dozen or two people were among the missing. And then officials said it was actually closer to 170. That is just so striking. And it really just adds to the magnitude of how devastating the situation is.
The floods are now the deadliest from inland flooding in the U.S. since 1976. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:04.
The new fractured boulders we now have in stock are really nice. They're squarer and more rectangular in shape, and they're great for building dry-laid retaining walls. They're much easier to deal with, lock together nicely, and you get less gaps. No wet mortar needed. And we've stocked a multitude of colors. You can use them as an accent item to add character to your dry river or creek beds, too. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our organic mulch is comprised of all trees. Most mulch is made from ground-up pallets, and you don't know what might have been spilled on those pallets. Could be chemicals or who knows what. But not our mulch. We're recycling trees. Many species of hardwoods. Cedar, hemlock, light brown, dark brown, mocha, black, red, gold, and caramel. 7 colors to choose from means a mulch to match any exterior. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Networks, streaming services, retail chains, and tech giants are all adding plus to their names. But where did the concept originate? We may be biased, but we think these big wigs found their inspiration for plus at Hasseless Mattress. Hasseless showrooms are employee-free. Give your mattress a try with no pushy sales guy. Plus, our 35 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393. Plus, unbeatable prices on Tempur-Pedic. Plus, free next-day delivery and setup. Plus, free haul-away and disposal of your old mattress. Plus, 60-month interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedic with approved credit. Plus, a $300 MasterCard gift card with your Tempur-Pedic mattress. Plus, a ruggedly handsome spokesman with a smooth radio voice. Get all this, plus a whole lot more when you shop at Hasseless Mattress. Or maybe we should change our name to Hasseless Plus. Nah. Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you or shop online at Hasseless.com.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. Some dramatics today for the Brewers as they completed the series sweep of the Dodgers, a 3-2 win in extra innings.
Yates brings home the pitch. And a ground ball through the left side, into left field for a base hit. Frelick trots home, and Jackson Churio has walked off the
Doyle with the call on the Brewers Radio Network. Brewers now a day off Thursday, and then they'll start a series Friday night against the Nationals. That will be at American Family Field. The final 3 games coming up this weekend before the All-Star break. And take a look at your roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. I-94 eastbound right near 35th Street. The right shoulder blocked. That is due to a crash. Still a little backup as well. I-94 southbound just past Layton Avenue. There's a crash blocking a portion of the right lane there. So again, might see some brakes as you approach that area. Otherwise, no other major issues on the roadways. And your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Clear skies tonight, will be cooler as well. Low down to 61. Thursday, mostly sunny, high of 82. Friday, partly cloudy. We could see a few storm chances late, high of 83. Saturday, partly cloudy skies, still a few storms likely, high of 82. And then mostly sunny Sunday with a high of 85. 78 degrees in Madison. It's 73 in Green Bay and 70 degrees here in Milwaukee. I'm Neil Doyle, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:08.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee, a deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Thank you for joining me on What's on Tap. If you just missed the beginning of the show and my conversation with actor Gary Sinise, you can catch up on the podcast at WTMJ.com and wherever you get your podcasts. Just search WTMJ's What's on Tap and it should pop up for you. We also have a link on our WTMJ Sighting Unlimited talk and text line. If you text the word Gary, G-A-R-Y, text Gary to 855-616-1620, you'll get the link to the full conversation with Gary Sinise and his longtime friend, Milwaukee Skylight Music Theater's artistic director, Michael Unger, and get you psyched to see Gary Sinise in person on stage playing bass guitar at Skylight Rocks on Monday night. So check that out, 855-616-1620. Text the word Gary. And speaking of Gary's, Pabst Theater groups Gary Witt and Amber Solheim, they're going to share their enthusiasm for our local music scene and why they are hosting another summer of It's Alive Milwaukee, a program of free performances along the Riverwalk downtown. And also coming up, Wisconsin Dance Theater director Samuel Huberty tells us about this brand new dance company. Just started at the beginning of the year, and they have performances this month of an original ballet set in World War II. It's titled A Hero's Homecoming. So that is coming up on What's on Tap. And, you know, one of our favorite things about summertime is the variety of festivals all around Wisconsin. Summerfest pretty much took over my last 3 weekends in the best way possible. And now the rest of the summer is still chock full of festivals. Let me share with you some of the highlights for my research for this weekend's festivals. Dominic Days Festival starts tomorrow through Sunday in Brookfield at St. Dominic Catholic Parish. It's a 4-day community celebration, and it is what you think of when it comes to a fun church festival. Midway rides, games, family entertainment. You got live entertainment. The Milwaukee Tool Shed Band is playing, and of course you got a raffle. You could win a car or $25,000. So that is Dominic Days Festivals in Brookfield, Thursday through Sunday. Saturday is the Milwaukee Dragon Boat Festival at Lakeshore State Park. And, you know, we love our multicultural festivals. This is all celebrating Chinese culture, and you can enjoy the flavors and the traditions. You can even learn martial arts. You can learn to speak and write Chinese. You can watch traditional Chinese dance. And, of course, the exciting Dragon Boat race competition along the lakefront. There are almost 50 teams signed up. So that is Saturday right there at Lakeshore State Park, right there near the Summerfest grounds, actually. And Milwaukee Dragon Boat Festival on Saturday. Also on Saturday, if you're going to get your culture on, the 2025 African Cultural Festival is at Brown Deer Park, and it's free. And you can experience authentic African music, dance, a fashion show, art exhibits, and a marketplace, and a great way to try delicious African cuisine and learn about the culture. That is on Saturday, the 2025 African Cultural Festival at Brown Deer Park. And hold on, more cultural excitement, incredible India Fest on Saturday, Henry Meyer Festival Park, where we just had all the summer festing. Well, Saturday, it's a one-day immersive Indian Culture Festival on Henry Meyer Festival Park. There will be all kinds of music, live folk music, classical music. You'll see traditional dances. And you know how they have those fun color runs where you throw the colored powders up in the air. It's a holy color celebration is where that was inspired from. And you will get to experience some of that, plus henna art, yoga sessions, and of course, delicious cuisine. And it is for all ages. That is the incredible India Fest, Saturday at Henry Meyer Festival Park. And Whitefish Bay has their Art Fest this weekend, Saturday and Sunday on Silver Spring Drive there. It's an outdoor juried art festival. It showcases local artists in a very nice setting. Over 100 juried artists, if you like paintings, sculptures, jewelry. There'll be live demonstrations. There's live music, food trucks, easy parking. There's a lot of stuff for the kids to do. Of course, face painting and sand sculptures. That's the Whitefish Bay Art Festival this weekend. And music lovers, if you just didn't get enough at Summerfest and maybe your taste buds were tempted for more local live music, the 10th annual Homegrown Music Festival is happening in West Bend at Regner Park on Saturday and Sunday. It is 2 days of all local, all original indie music, whether you like rock, folk, everything in between. There will be food trucks, craft beers, and a really friendly park atmosphere. It's an all-ages event. They do suggest a $10 donation, which I'm not against. If you're getting that much music, it's all right. It's a suggested donation, and it's a laid-back, friendly vibe. Bring a blanket, chill out, and enjoy dozens of local bands. It's the Homegrown Music Festival, celebrating southeastern Wisconsin's music scene at Regner Park in West Bend, Wisconsin. If you want to get more information on any of those, visit Milwaukee.org has an entire City of Festivals section on their website. Visit Milwaukee.org. Look for their City of Festivals section. 2 more festivals to look forward to this weekend. For art enthusiasts, Frida Fest is happening in Milwaukee, celebrating Frida Kahlo, the Mexican artist who had the signature monobrow, but her true legacy is in her colorful paintings. Frida Fest organizer Jaime Nanez is going to join me right here in the WTMJ studio at 7:35 with all the activities and the inspiration for starting Frida Fest. And for motorcycle lovers locally and around the world, the Harley-Davidson Homecoming happening tomorrow through Sunday. Events all around the area. Get a preview and pics from Harley fan and WTMJ teammate Brandon Snide next.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. This summer, I'm getting relief from the hot sun whenever I need it with my motorized retractable awning from Comfort Awnings. Sensors are also available that detect strong wind and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors all summer long. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive $250 off all awnings and screens. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
We get it. You're on the go, and life gets in the way. Stay up to date on all things WTMJ with podcasts of every show. Available on WTMJ.com. And don't forget you can stream WTMJ online and watch your favorite WTMJ shows on YouTube. Every show, when you want it, no matter where you are. We are Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio 620 WTMJ. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
You'll be hearing a lot of rumbling, seeing a lot of chrome on 2 wheels and 3 wheels as our state becomes the ultimate destination for Harley lovers. WTMJ's Brandon Snide is a legit Harley owner and fan who is like a kid at Christmas these next 4 days as The Harley-Davidson homecoming happens in Milwaukee and also around Wisconsin. He has attended many Harley events over the years, and he joins me on What's on Tap with a preview of his picks for this weekend and a look at the live music. And Brandon, just how excited are you about these next several days of motorcycle celebrations?
I call it, Sandy, the Super Bowl of the summer for Harley enthusiasts like myself. We look forward to this all year long. It's called the Homecoming. It's called the Homecoming for a reason. Obviously, Harley originated here in Milwaukee. You have rallies in Florida and New Hampshire and South Dakota, but it's always a little bit more special when it returns back to the birthplace, and the enthusiasm, the energy, it's palpable through the streets of Milwaukee, in Wisconsin in general. But this is the Super Bowl, I call it, of the summer.
Well, Milwaukee, the mecca for motorcycle culture.
Correct.
And to come truly home and see the little shed, the replica of the little shed that the Harley-Davidson motorcycle was first crafted and cobbled together. That's right there on the grounds of the Harley-Davidson Museum. You've got the powertrain portion that you can go visit. It's beyond just the Veterans Park Festival on Friday and Saturday. Like, this entire city will be enveloped in it.
The entire city, the entire area. I mean, you can go Wisconsin Harley-Davidson out at Oconomowoc. They have 2 stages of live music. Out there in Thiensville, they have a stage for live music. I mean, everywhere there's a dealership, there's going to be a party.
And that's what's great is people want to get on their bike and ride and go visit another one. Because when you say you and so many other Harley riders look forward to this weekend, and it is Super Bowl, is it the camaraderie? What are the reasons that you really look forward to this?
There's a lot wrong in the world, Sandy, as we all hear and we listen to the news here on WTMJ. There's a lot of division between politics and whatnot. When it's Harley weekend here in Milwaukee, when it's homecoming, everything is put away. There is no, doesn't matter the color of your skin, doesn't matter who you pray to, doesn't matter what your favorite team is, who you root for, who you voted for. Everybody is here for one common love, and that's motorcycles. And it doesn't even necessarily need to be a Harley. I mean, there are bikes that come to the Harley-Davidson homecoming that are not a Harley-Davidson motorcycle, and they are welcomed with open arms.
That's what I said. They're not shunned?
They're not shunned. Nobody is shunning. You're on 2 or 3 wheels. You are welcomed to the Harley-Davidson homecoming. But it's people from last year. I hung out with people from Brazil, from Argentina, from UK, from Germany that literally come to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the birthplace of Harley-Davidson, to just celebrate the birthday of Harley Davidson, and it's just a really easygoing, fun weekend. Everybody's there for one reason, and that's just to have fun, to celebrate, to talk about motorcycles, to for me, walking it up and down the road and seeing how each person has their bike customized and why they have it customized, and looking at the cool license plate, as I mentioned, from other countries, and they literally ship their bikes overseas here.
And you could just go to a Thursday night bike night at the Harley-Davidson Museum and just see maybe 3 dozen motorcycles and all the customization. And it's almost like an art gallery. Honestly, I love to stop and walk around. I never get too close. I'm always terrified I'm going to tip it and just watch those dominoes fall and hear some chrome crunch. No. But to truly, like you said, see the personalization of whether it's an American flag or it's skulls or how the different parts are painted. Like, I love that creative expression and that personalization too. Now, like you said, amplify it worldwide, and also the logistics of people bringing over their bikes.
It's crazy.
It's one thing to take your golf clubs somewhere on vacation, but to get your motorcycle here from a different part of the world.
I talked to a group of riders from Brazil last year. They had to ship their bike 3 weeks before the event just to get it here on time.
So to your point, it is Super Bowl. You have to plan ahead for that.
So people plan ahead. And for me too, personally, and I'm sure a lot of other Milwaukee-based riders, it's a sense of pride. And I get goosebumps talking about it because every day on my way to work, I drive past the museum. I drive past it on the way in. I drive past it on the way back.
And the big white tent is up already.
The big white tent is up. And we're like, yeah, that's the Harley Museum. That's the shed. You mentioned the shed. People will be lined up a block lawn to take a picture in front of the shed. I kid you not.
But that warms my heart. You're right.
It's a sense of pride because this is us. We live here. We work here, we raise families here, and oh, by the way, one of the greatest brands in the entire world is based out of here, and people from all over the world literally flock here for a one weekend where you enjoy great food, amazing music, different kind of artistic, ventures. People are out there carving wood and creating all kinds of fun stuff, handmade paintings and whatnot. And then, oh, by the way, as we talked about, there's really cool motorcycles that you can look around and check out and talk to people and dive into the creative aspect of what they do, why they did what they did.
And there's also tattoos. WTMJ's Brandon Snide and I will look at the live entertainment, including the headliners of the Harley-Davidson Homecoming and the man who played Aquaman will be on stage on Saturday. Find out about the fun next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 5 to 15.75 ounce selected varieties Frito-Lay Cheetos, Fritos, or Fritos Dip, 2 for $7. 16 ounce or 4 count selected varieties Halo Top Ice Cream or Bars, $3.99. 10 to 13 ounce selected varieties Marie Calendar Bowls or Pop Pies, 2 for $5. 3 to 6 count selected varieties Snickers or Dove Novelties, $4.49.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh. Pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
You'll find that the licensed and certified electricians from Quality are top-notch. We've been around for over 60 years, so expect nothing but the best. And here's the kicker. With over 60 vehicles out there on the roads, you're not going to have to wait very long at all for the electrical service you need now. This is Anthony Zanevsky. For all your residential electrical needs, call Quality.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. Over 60 years in business, with over 60 vehicles out in the field so we can respond ultra quickly to your emergency AC needs. When you call Quality for emergency AC service, you can count on a swift response to get the job done right away. So if the heat's got you to the point where it's just too hot to handle, call Quality and we'll get you the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Looking ahead to life's next adventure? Hi, I'm Mike Yancey from Yancey & Associates. Whether you're buying a home or launching your dream business, we know there's a lot on your plate. But here's the thing, you don't have to go it alone. Since 1946, we've helped Wisconsinites like you secure, protect, and grow their version of the American dream. Our team is ready to tailor the perfect plan for you. Learn more at ansay.com. That's ANSAY.com.
Get inside the mind of Mark Tauscher.
The older players on the other team will come and just kind of, what they call it is, we're going to try to find the fish. And you don't want to be the fish.
On Wisconsin's Morning News, every day at 7:50.
So my welcome to the NFL moment is, as I get in my stance, they give me the little smirk like, buckle up. Thing is, you see it on film, every special teams coach is going to say, there's the fish.
Mark Tauscher, presented by Hello Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services. What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
So sing me.
All
sing
around
me,
our
sing.
area, it's going to get a little bit louder and a whole lot more fun. The good vibrations of a lot of Harley-Davidsons rolling around is going to be happening over the next 4 days as Harley lovers converge in Milwaukee for the Harley-Davidson Homecoming. And my WTMJ teammate Brandon Snide, who you hear producing Wisconsin's Afternoon News and also on our Milwaukee Bucks coverage, he is a massive Harley fan and has given us a preview of what to expect. And we'll now get into the music. Brandon, you and I have been talking about how much motorcycle riders enjoy gathering and meeting this annual weekend.
And the cool thing about the homecoming, too, is people look at it and they may be like, well, I'm not a motorcycle rider. I can tell you right now, a good portion, maybe half, don't ride motorcycles, but they're taking in the festival. They're taking in the good times, the good vibes. Live music is literally all day.
Yeah.
It is literally all day long and in multiple locations. You mentioned all the dealerships. Downtown, down at the museum, before the big events at Veterans Park, all leading up to those, it's live music at the museum. So if you love live music, if you love great food, if you love good times, good people, good conversation, there's not a better weekend in Milwaukee outside of maybe Summerfest, but I would say Harley's a little better.
Oh, but thank you for making those of us who don't ride feel welcome. Because
God,
I think sometimes you feel a little out of place. It's like, oh, well,
Because I invite family and friends, and they're like, well, I don't have a bike. I'm like, you don't need to have a bike. We're celebrating a Milwaukee, Wisconsin-based brand, and we're celebrating it by listening to live music and enjoying some good food and good company.
And meeting people from around the world.
Meeting
You're
people
right.
literally from around the world.
Are you going to go see Hank Williams Jr. on Friday night?
I'm going to. I am. We're literally, everybody's there for one reason. It's just to have fun. Literally, just to have fun, and it is such a good time.
And you're right. It all creates conversation. So on Friday night, Hank Williams Jr. is the headliner, a true Southern rock legend, outlaw country with music in his DNA. It is Hank Williams Jr., so it's going to get rowdy. The other bands, Treaty Oak Revival, Charles Wesley Godwin, Old 60, Giovanni and the Hired Guns, Kendall Marvel, Liam St. John, Dalton Davis, and Rob Langdon. So a lot of country rock on Friday night. Saturday night, headlining at the Harley-Davidson Homecoming at Veterans Park, Chris Stapleton. And I saw him at the Outlaw Festival, Willie Nelson's Traveling Circus, 2018, I think. Man, does he have a powerful voice.
I have heard, I have never seen him in person, so maybe you can attest to this. He is insanely incredible live.
Yeah.
Like his
compelling.
Voice, his voice is gravitating. Is what I've been told.
It just that's what I mean. It's a power. It's like you do stop.
Yeah,
there'll be some conversations that pause and go, whoa.
Like let's listen in.
Yeah, not operatic. Just really belts it out. Turnpike Troubadours, Sierra Farrell, 49 Winchester, the Drop Teens or the Drop Tines. I'm not familiar with them. Does it rhyme with Valentine's? They're Texas alt country. I'm going to save the best for last. Bones Owens, Hog Slop String Band, Sons of Habit. But Brandon, the band name that jumped out at me is hilarious. Oof Ta Ta Ta. So I looked into Oof Ta Ta Ta. Do you know this band?
I don't.
Jason Momoa.
Interesting.
Is the bass player of this rock power trio. Yes, that Jason Momoa. He has his own Harley-Davidson clothing
I was just going to
line.
say, he's a big Harley guy.
Yeah, and he's in a band. So
that makes sense.
Friends, look out for Jason Momoa sightings this weekend. And I just think that's a kick. And he's going to be in a live action version of
really cool.
Moana this summer.
Yep.
So if you see somebody that looks like him this weekend,
probably is him.
It probably is. So what a fun-spirited, genuine Harley lover Jason Momoa is. Because then I went to his Instagram, and there he is in a Harley-Davidson T-shirt from a couple months ago talking about some other shows that Oof Ta 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 is playing. And he signs off going, we'll see you at the shows. Oof Ta Ta Ta.
You might even see him around the city riding a motorcycle. So last year, over the home bridge, Machine Gun Kelly, who also performed with Jelly Roll, was riding a bike around downtown Milwaukee.
What a kid.
So, and that's the coolest thing, is just everybody is out on bikes. Everybody's having a good time. It's just a great time. I highly recommend checking it out. And the music is kind of the cherry on top, Sandy, and it doesn't stop. Starts in the morning, goes all the way to the end of the evening. So you have plenty of live music to catch. Tons of artists, as you said. Oof, ta, ta, ta. Might be something I have to check out now.
I think so.
Just because of Jason Momoa.
6:45 Saturday at the Harley Homecoming.
And the weather's looking great.
Yeah.
So we should have a great time.
And what's your bike look like so we can keep an eye out for you and keep you safe?
I have a brand new, I just got it this year, brand new 2025 white Onyx Pearl Road Glide. So it shines in the sun. It's got these little glistening, flakes in the paint. So it's pretty cool. So it shines in the sun. Brand new.
He is WTMJ's Brandon Snide. If you see him out and about, say hi, take a selfie with him in his new Harley. Brandon, wishing you a safe and super celebration. And if you are interested in checking out the fun, the website is hdhomecoming.com to dig into more details. From motorcycles to a Mexican painter, Frida Fest is coming. And your personal invitation to this weekend celebration is on its way from organizer. She joins me next on What's on Tap. First, we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here is Neil Doyle.
Thanks, Sandy. Wisconsin leaders have finalized a 2-year state budget, but worry remains about volatility from the federal government. Governor Tony Evers says mass ICE deportations have not reached the state, but tells WTMJ's Point Taken that Wisconsin should be concerned about undocumented workers in agriculture and manufacturing.
But that can happen overnight. somebody makes a decision in Washington, D.C. that anybody that's undocumented has to go home, that would be bull for Wisconsin. That would kill our economy.
Wisconsin is involved in multiple lawsuits against actions of the Trump administration. Searching for a missing teen in Milwaukee, 16-year-old Isis Allen was last seen on June 18th in Milwaukee and might still be in the area. Her mother says she has severe asthma and may need medical attention. Allen is described as an African-American girl with brown eyes, black curly hair and braids, and a small black scar under one of her eyes. You can see photos of her up on our website, WTMJ.com. The wait is almost over for a major supermarket opening in West Allis. Pan Asia plans to open their Wisconsin location on July 24th at the former Kmart site near 70th and Greenfield. The store was supposed to open in December of 2024, but equipment and construction delays pushed the supermarket's opening date back. The company says the location will be Wisconsin's largest Asian grocery store in terms of product offerings. And take a look at your roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. I-94 eastbound just past the zoo. The right shoulder is blocked. That's due to a disabled vehicle. I-41 southbound at Appleton Avenue. The right shoulder blocked there. That's due to a crash that just popped up. Otherwise, rest of the roadways looking pretty clear for your Wednesday evening commute. And your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Clear skies tonight. We'll see a low down to 61. Heading into Thursday, mostly sunny, high of 82. Partly cloudy Friday, a little humid. We could see some storm chances late Friday, high of 83. Saturday, partly cloudy, some thunderstorms likely early, high of 82. And then mostly sunny Sunday with a high of 85. In Racine, it's 71 degrees, 67 degrees in Sheboygan, and in Milwaukee, it is 70 degrees. I'm Neil Doyle, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:33.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano talking with Dr. Mike Nolte at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Doc, a lot of people are hesitant to visit a surgeon for spine care.
The good news is that the vast majority of patients that I see and the majority of conditions that I can see can be successfully treated without surgery. And I don't want patients to think that just because you're seeing a spine surgeon means that you're going to be signing up for surgery. We talk about, in my clinic, kind of a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. OrthoWisconsin.com.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car's not one of them. That national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it. And they're right here to handle any issues.
What? The car's stuck. No!
Start your search at ADAMM.com.
Tickets are on sale now for EAA Air Venture Oshkosh. Get your tickets at EAA.org/tickets for an unforgettable week. One of the great things we do in Wisconsin every year is EAA. July 21st through the 27th, experience all the cool stuff. Daily air shows, including some at night, world-class performers, historic aircraft displays, and a variety of hands-on activities for all ages. 18 and under get in free, thanks in part to the Boeing Company. Don't wait. Get your tickets today at EAA.org/tickets. EAA Air Venture Oshkosh.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
Hey, it's your favorite car dealer, Honest Eddie. Is it true that there are no employees at Hasselus Mattress?
It's true. Give the mattresses a try with no pushy sales guy. And through Monday, get additional instant savings of $248 off Sealy Posturepedic and Beauty Rest.
Son, you gotta pressure people. Like, what do I have to do to get you into a new mattress today?
Uh-oh, you're breaking up. Gotta go.
Wait, no, let me talk to my manager.
Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hasselus.com.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Accurate Basement Repair and Capital Heating and Cooling. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
This Saturday only from the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club. Enjoy 2 prime rib, shrimp scallop, and salmon dinners for just $69.99. Call and reserve your free dinner today. FoxandHoundsRestaurant.com.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's best eggs.
They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's best.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Welcome back to What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world-class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. I am Sandy Maxx, and as you may already know, I am an art enthusiast. I have hosted the arts page on Milwaukee PBS for over 10 years now and just love all things artful. So when I found out about an event called Frida Fest last year, maybe, I was like, wait, Frida Kahlo, the Mexican painter? We have a festival celebrating this one artist, and I missed it. I didn't get to go, and I thought, dang it. I had FOMO. I was like, well, guess what? Frida Fest is back, and it's this weekend, and it is my pleasure to welcome to the WTMJ studio the woman. I want to find out just how involved in Frida Fest you are. She is the co-owner of Farmhouse Paint and Sip, Jaime Nunez. Jaime, how are you?
I'm doing great, getting ready for Frida Fest.
I was just going to say thank you for the time, because Frida Fest is Saturday and Sunday. So I got to think on Wednesday, things are bubbling. They're coming together.
Yes, but we have an amazing team. So, everybody's doing their part, and I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful to have them.
So, Jaime, how many years has Frida Fest been going on?
Since 2018.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yes,
I'm a latecomer, so I'm very excited now that I can go because I have plans on Saturday morning, but I'm trying to get together with one of my friends, and this would be a perfect place to meet up. Where is Frida Fest?
It's near the airport on 6th and Layton. We host it on the farmhouse grounds, and that's the place, and you cannot miss it. If you're in the area, you cannot miss it because it gets pretty busy.
Well, and in my mind, I feel like it's going to be a very colorful event. So describe exactly what Frida Fest is. How do you describe it in one sentence?
It's a combination of art, fun, music, and community.
And is this your brainchild? Did you start Frida Fest in 2018?
I did, yes, with the team.
How did the idea come about?
So we were looking for things. So we're the owners of the Farmhouse Paint and Sip, and we wanted to do something different during summer. And this idea, I got together with the team. They're very creative. I'm not as creative as you think I might be. So I rely on them. And this idea was born of how could we bring together the community, have a education piece, which we have a museum that talks about Frida, and then get the art in the mix.
Yeah.
So it was like the perfect combination. Oh, and the other piece was also having vendors, local vendors who don't have a storefront that want to show their work.
So why is Frida Kahlo, the renowned Mexican artist, renowned for so many different reasons for her life and what her struggles were in different ways and her romances, but her very colorful artwork, why was Frida the one artist that you felt would unite people and bring people together?
We were experimenting, to be honest. We wanted to do something that people will be interested in. And we know that most of our customers are women. So we said, okay, who can inspire other women through their work, their art, and want to learn more about them? The idea came about, and we said, okay, let's test it. And the first year, we only had 1,500 people come to the event. And
that's a lot of people.
Vendors. I mean, it's still a lot of people, yes.
That's a great start.
Now has grown to 50 vendors, 50 vendors, and over 5,000 people come over the 2 days, which is amazing.
That is wonderful. I want to talk to you about why you've chosen some of the activities, because it's a very interactive festival celebrating Frida Kahlo. So I'm here with Jaime Nunez, the founder of Frida Fest and co-owner of the Farmhouse Sip and Paint. When we come back, ways that you can get involved and channel your own Frida next on What's on Tap.
What makes Ben Ben is that he's very, very detail-oriented.
That's Arvid Huth from Penny Mustard Furnishings, talking about his brother, Ben.
The details to me matter. The smallest detail needs to be right, and there's no reason it can't be right. To me, a room needs to be clean, and there's no reason a room can't be clean. A room should be organized. A warehouse should be organized. There's no reason why it shouldn't be organized. I'm a fanatic on some of those things. And Arvid would roll his eyes at me. You know, that little dust is no big deal. But to me, I'm like, nope, that needs to be cleaned up.
He's so passionate about the quality of the furniture. Those details are his details. It's important for that furniture to be built perfect.
Every little detail matters if you're going to have people and a company and a culture where what we deliver to that customer is absolutely the best thing we can bring to that customer. Everything we do to get to that point that the customer never sees needs to be done to our best ability.
But in the end, I have always learned that the details won't take care of themselves. Ben will take care of the details. So that's been a blessing.
PennyMustard.com.
Here at Richlands, we offer both comfort service and expert service.
Our comfort service comes with movie theater popcorn, hot gourmet coffee, upfront pricing, on-time scheduling, plus anything else we can do to keep you comfortable.
Put that on top of honest service from the most friendliest, hard-working people you'll ever meet inside a tire and service center, and well, we'd like to believe we're on the right track to meeting your expectations.
But when your check engine light, tire light, or any other light screams, "Service me," well, that means you're due for our other type of service.
Our expert service. Tires, brakes, belts, mufflers, transmissions, and even engine repair.
Come on into Richlands and put our expert service to the test.
And while you're relaxing, enjoy our comfort services too. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands, your
due for service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
Amish outdoor furniture with poly and wood available. And that poly is the richest of outdoor furniture. It's just about indestructible and will virtually last forever. At Erickson's, we have poly furniture in abundance, so you're guaranteed to see a great selection. The beauty of it is you can put it outside all year round and not worry about it, because the color runs all the way through, so it doesn't fade, and minor nicks and scratches won't hurt the look. Erickson's Landscape Supply. For an abundant selection of poly and wood Amish outdoor furniture, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. You'll be hard-pressed to find a better selection of metal yard art than we have here at Erickson's. Anything from natural and painted metal signs to painted roosters from 1 to 6 feet tall. Natural steel flying ducks and cattails. Cute little frogs, geckos, pigs, flamingos, and goats. And palm trees. The list is endless. And that's why you come here. Erickson's Landscape Supply, right on Spring Street in Union Grove, where you'll find a fantastic array of artisanal metal yard art. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Or better yet, drive on over and take a gander at the goods.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Frida Fest, as in Frida Kahlo. And if you're like, I've heard the name, I'm with the co-founder of Farmhouse Sip and Paint, which is one of those cool art spaces where you do exactly that. You sip and paint, you get creative. Yes.
But you've created
Frida Fest. It is Jaime Nanez. I'm so excited. I keep forgetting to introduce you, but Jaime Nanez, thank you for creating Frida Fest in 2018 and keeping it going, because it is one of the most unique festivals we have in our city that is already known for ethnic festivals. But we've been talking about the Mexican artist Frida Kahlo. How do you describe her to somebody who says, why in the world do you have a festival for 2 days celebrating this woman? What are some of the standout facets about Frida Kahlo to you?
Wow, she was ahead of her time. And I think she had this ability to transform what she was going through life and make it into something like art that today we get to enjoy and learn more about. And so it's something that in the Hispanic culture, a lot of women feel empowered. She's a representation of empowerment. So it was crazy the how well it was received, not only by our Hispanic community, but the bigger community around us.
You say the Hispanic community because she's a Mexican painter.
And a Mexican painter, yes.
But it's not just exclusionary. If you're from that Spanish-speaking ethnicity, is like everyone's welcome?
Yes, yes. I think we all identify. And I think what's crazy is that when you live in a different country from yours, and there's someone that kind of we can feel identify with, then we feel pride of that. And then to see that other people are interested as well that are not Hispanics, it's kind of like, wow, this is amazing. And they get the same message. That's what's crazy, that the message is consistent.
Those themes are universal. And
Yes.
expressing yourself. She was such a colorful painter.
Yes, and she loves selfies. So.
I'm saying painted herself. That's a great way to an artistic selfie. And you're inspiring other people to express themselves with the selfies. Some of the activities that you have at Frida Fest at your farmhouse Sip and Paint at
Yes.
6th and Layton by the airport, easy to find and lots of space to have activities at the farmhouse. You have a Frida painting class
Yes.
each day. So are you encouraging others to selfie themselves in paint?
Well, we have art installations. This is like one of the coolest parts. I mean, everything is so cool. But that's one aspect. And we collaborated with different artists in the community, and they have brought pieces. Only last year, we collaborated with someone from California. So we have an art installation by her. But her name is Cassandra. But yes, we have murals. We have a chair that looks like one of her paintings. Yeah, we have very cool. And this year we have a new one. I cannot say much. You have to come see it.
A surprise. But I love the other interactive that you have a flower headband workshop, which is another
Yes,
thing you
yes.
think of. A lot of people think of her with the unibrow, but there are other colorful parts because she painted herself in traditional Mexican costumes a
did.
lot.
She believed there was two versions of her, but the one that the person she loved the most was that kind of the traditional outfit. So she will paint it and dress like that for him initially. Then that changed.
And then, so you've got the flower headband workshop. You have Mariachi Real Azteca performing on the main
Yes.
stage on Saturday. You have a poetry slam in Frida's Garden with the Milwaukee Repertory Theater.
Yes, we do. They reached out this year and they wanted to be part of it. And yeah, it's amazing.
I love that. I
We
mean,
have a look-alike contest as well.
Oh my goodness. I see that now.
That's on Sunday. And the winner can take $100 home.
To dress like Frida Kahlo.
Yes, and it's a lot of fun. People really enjoy participating.
That is
in the
wonderful.
look-alike
Oh my gosh. Frida
contest.
Fest, Saturday and Sunday at the Farmhouse Paint and Sip at 6th and Layton. I am here with the co-founder of Frida Fest, Jaime Nunez. And Jaime, I have just a few more questions for you, so stay with me here on What's on Tap.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
Hey, Debbie, southbound 794. There was just an accident. Right now, it looks like at least one lane is closed.
Call me, Debbie Lazaga, on the WTMJ traffic tip line, 414-238-9329.
Highway 45 southbound. A tire came off of a car.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it?
Northbound 41 at Burleigh. 3 vehicle accident just happened in front of me.
Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 5 to 15.75 ounce selected varieties Frito-Lay Cheetos, Fritos, or Fritos Dip, 2 for $7. 16 ounce or 4 count selected varieties Halo Top Ice Cream or Bars, $3.99. 10 to 13 ounce selected varieties Marie Calendar Bowls or Pop Pies, 2 for $5. 3 to 6 count selected varieties Snickers or Dove Novelties, $4.49.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh. Pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
Summer in Milwaukee is non-stop.
Festivals, live music, and fresh city vibes fill the season.
From world-famous cultural celebrations to hidden gem street fairs, every neighborhood is a stage, alive with handcrafted traditions, homegrown talent, and world-class entertainment.
Music, flavor,
Culture. Whenever you visit, the Cream City is ready to celebrate. This summer, don't just visit, experience Milwaukee, the city of festivals. Learn more at visitmilwaukee.org/fest.
Is that knee, hip, or shoulder pain not getting any better? Are you stuck in a cycle of steroid shots and now they're talking surgery? Before you go down that road, hit pause for a second. Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi. I want to tell you about something that helped a lot of people get their lives back without more meds, without going under the knife. It's QC Kinetics, leaders in regenerative medicine using treatments like advanced cellular therapy and platelet-rich plasma, all designed to actually help your body heal itself. I'm undergoing treatments right now. No masking the pain. It goes to the root of your problem. Their treatments contain growth factors and healing properties to maximize your own body's potential to heal itself. This is an important part. 92% of patients report satisfaction with the results. That's not just a number. It's peace of mind. It doesn't cost anything for a second opinion. Here's what you need to do. For real results that help let you move easier and live better, call QC Kinetics today at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Real results that will make you move easier and live better. That's QC Kinetics.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
Music to put you in the mood for this weekend's Frida Fest. Frida, yes, as in Frida Kahlo, celebrating the Mexican artist, best known for her colorful paintings, and as an inspiring figure in the art world, especially in the Latino art world. And from the farmhouse Sip and Paint, I have Jaime Nunez in with me. And Jaime, I love this. You're an entrepreneur. You do a lot of things. And to be the founder of Frida Fest, I think that's just I think that's a great gift you've given to the community, because now you're in the 7th year of Frida Fest coming up this weekend.
Yes, and it's something that I think me and the whole team are very proud of. And when finally the day arrives, we just have a blast. So
that's great.
We get to have fun too.
Excellent, because of all the different activities at Frida Fest on Saturday and Sunday, you can take a painting class, you can make a flower headband, you get to watch art, Cultura Viva Samba on the main stage, mariachi, there's dancing, there's a poetry slam, there's folk dance, there's just so much. And Sunday's lookalike contest at 3 o'clock. That's such a fun touch to have a Frida Kahlo lookalike contest as part of Frida Fest. What is your favorite part of Frida Fest?
I think my favorite part is everyone coming together to make Frida Fest happen. So it's not only the farmhouse team, which they work very hard to make it all happen and coordinate, but we have the artists, we have the entertainers, we have the vendors. They make some cool stuff for, like Frida inspired, that you only gonna get here.
What are some of the vendors that are they all artworks or?
It varies, but you're gonna find T-shirts, cups, bags, clothing. I mean, anything you can think about. Sometimes just little trinkets, even traditional candy you can find at Frida. So
sweet treats at Frida Fest.
Sweet treats, yes.
What do you hope people who experience Frida Fest, what do you hope they get out of the experience?
I really hope that this is an event that they come to and they look back and they say, wow, that was a great time with my family or my friend or my kids. And I know that that's already the effect it has, and that's why it continues to grow. So I just want that for this year as well, where they love it. I mean, I know people that have been coming every year.
Well, sure.
They're like, we cannot miss it.
Oh,
There's always something new.
I was saying you keep growing, and you have the surprise piece of art in the mini museum that you have. So I love that you do keep growing it and evolving it, so people who are regulars can still come and make their own discovery. And I also feel like in this wonderful city of festivals that we live in, there aren't a lot of Latino arts-based festivals. So this really is in its own niche. Are you working on any other festivals or have other plans in this kind of genre?
Fiesta Selena, which was inspired by Frida Fest and the success we had. We said, wow, our community really wants to celebrate icons and that we identify with, but also other people are interested in being part of it. So we created Fiesta Selena. That's in September.
For the musician.
Yes,
another artistic woman.
Yes, she was into fashion, and I mean, her music was amazing. So we do really cool things for her as well for that. That's only one day, though. It's not 2 days.
Not yet. Time,
Not
I
yet.
don't underestimate you. You're doing great things. And in addition to Farmhouse Sip and Paint, which is where Frida Fest is on 6th and Layton, what are some of your other ventures as a entrepreneur?
Well, also co-owner of Chucho's Red Tacos. You can find us also on 4511 or South 6th Street in Layton. We're also at the Brewers, at the alley, the food truck alley, and so we're there. You can find us there. Thank you. And then I have other projects in the community with BizStarts. I focus on educating other entrepreneurs on everything business. So I share the things that have worked and the things that have not.
Well, thank you for sharing those gifts and to inspire others to get into their own small businesses and grow. And thank you for elevating the creative community in such a fun way and celebrating not only Mexican painter Frida Kahlo, but celebrating community by bringing everyone together.
Yes.
Have a wonderful Frida Fest Saturday and Sunday at Farmhouse Sip and Paint. And if you see Taime, say hi.
Yes, I'll be there.
With your flower headband on.
Yes, of course. You know it.
Thank you, Taime. Have a great weekend, and I hope to see you there.
Thank you.
And we're going to talk about live music and ballet next on What's on Tap.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
When you need commercial or residential plumbing service, you need it now. Call Quality. We have over a 60-year track record of taking care of people. And with over 60 vehicles ready to respond to your needs, we'll be there in a hurry, so you won't have to worry. This is Anthony Zaneski. For commercial or residential plumbing service, call Quality and get the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. At Quality, we offer the most respected brand names in heating and air conditioning. Armstrong and Carrier. It doesn't get any better. And our technicians are top-notch. I know, because I handpicked every one of them. They're vetted and thoroughly trained. Hey, they're the cream of the crop. And that's why our quality workmanship guarantee is the strongest in the business.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
It's there all day, and it never goes away. I hate pain. It robs us of so much. But if you take action today, your pain could be gone tomorrow. Because at Rejuvenex, we harness the power of Toradol and hyaluronic acid to calm the inflammation and cushion joints. Rejuvenex treatments are safe, they're FDA approved, and in most cases, insurance, including Medicare and Medicaid, pays for them. At as low as $65 per injection per joint, our treatments are affordable. It's not a gimmick. It's pharmacological medicine administered in office in a simple and convenient manner. And with it, our patients have been able to avoid risky surgery and begin to stop the onset of arthritis. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and here we've made pain treatment as easy and affordable as it can be.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
You gotta get to Built Right today. Vince Vitrano here to tell you about Built Right's Made in America Mattress Celebration. Their one location saves you time and money, and they make it easy to shop and easy to buy. Built Right beats any big box, national or local chain store, department store, online retailer, warehouse club, or employee-free store because they have the guaranteed lowest prices. Built Right also has the best value, selection, and experienced team in Wisconsin. Over 60 models all on display to try out. 500 mattresses in stock. Choose from the best mattress brands made in the USA. Heirloom, Gold Bond, Therapeutic, Restonic, and Schiffman. Built Right specializes in hard-to-find, flippable, two-sided and heavy-duty mattresses. Built Right offers free delivery and removal on mattress-only purchases of $7.99 or more. Built Right saves you money. Voted best place to shop. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sunday, closed to be with family. Make sure to tell them Vinny sent you to Built Right, 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
At 8:01, it's 68 degrees. Tonight, mostly clear, low down to 61. Tomorrow, sunny skies and a high of 82. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Neil Doyle. Milwaukee County Judge Hannah Dugan will be waiting for another 10 days before she learns whether her trial will move forward. Judge Dugan is accused of helping an undocumented immigrant evade ICE agents at the Milwaukee courthouse back in April. Her attorneys had filed a motion to dismiss the case over judicial immunity. Dugan's attorney, Nicole Masnicka.
We're interested in resolving the matter and going to trial quickly. As a defendant, we are in a different position than the state is or the government is, so we don't have to appeal if we don't want to in the middle of litigation.
If the case does proceed to trial, Judge Edelman has indicated he wants the trial to happen this year. Violent crimes in Milwaukee have seen a decrease in the past year, but homicides are on the rise.
Since January, Milwaukee has seen 69 homicides, which is 8 more than last year. City Mayor Cavalier Johnson says more can be done to provide community outreach to help reduce violence in the city.
It takes adults. It takes earlier interventions in the lives of young people. It takes partnerships in order to do that. It takes Office of Community Wellness and Safety. That ultimately has a positive effect on public safety in our communities.
Johnson says he plans to add more funding to the police department to get more officers in the force. Sean Brenda, WTMJ News.
The Wisconsin Elections Commission says a former Madison clerk broke multiple laws in November.
An investigation led by the commission found probable cause that Madison City Clerk Maribeth Witzelbell broke 5 state election laws, including failing to properly supervise an election and failing to provide information to poll workers and the Municipal Board of Canvassers. What the commission calls a confluence of errors led to nearly 200 absentee ballots not being counted in the November presidential election. The commission will vote on whether to accept the report's findings on July 17th. Jessica Gatzo, WTMJ News.
Question today, President Trump did not answer directly about who had ordered a pause on some U.S. weapons shipments to Ukraine last week. CBS News senior White House correspondent Weijia Zhang has more.
A White House official tells CBS News that pause in shipments was part of a broader review that the Pentagon was conducting at the direction of President Trump. And while he said he does not know who ordered the halt, it's unclear if he knew it was happening. But just days later, he stressed that the U.S. would be sending more weapons to Ukraine. In fact, a U.S. official confirms that some munitions have already resumed flowing there.
Also today, Ukrainian officials said Russia had overnight launched its largest drone attack in a single day since the war between the two countries began. And according to the CDC, there are now almost 1,300 confirmed cases of measles across 38 states, numbers not seen in more than 3 decades. 2 children and 1 adult have died, all of those being unvaccinated. ABC News medical correspondent Dr. Darian Sutton says there's been a steady decline over the past several years in the percent of children that have been fully vaccinated.
There are other pocket communities that are under-vaccinated, a lot lower than 90%. We're talking about 70%, even as low as 65% that are at risk. So it's so important to understand that especially if you were in these communities where you are surrounded by people who are not vaccinated, that you're aware of your risk and to make sure to talk to your provider about how to protect yourself.
The MMR vaccine is about 97% effective in preventing getting the disease. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:04.
With over 57 years of experience, family-owned Yutka Fence installs high-quality fencing with residential options, including vinyl, wood, aluminum, chain link, and ornamental fences. Committed to craftsmanship and customer service, Yutka Fence doesn't just build fences, they build relationships based on care, trust, precision, and protecting what matters most. Mention you're a WTMJ fan for 10% off your project. Schedule your free estimate today at yutkafence.com or call 262-859-3226.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car's not one of them. That national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it. And they're right here to handle any issues.
But the car's stuck. No!
Start your search at adamm.com.
Are you frustrated with those trendy weight loss shots? Whether you've hit a plateau, can't handle the side effects, or watch the pounds creep back after stopping, there's a better way. The Milwaukee Weight Loss Program has helped thousands of people lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks without expensive injections or uncomfortable side effects. Our doctor-developed program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast. Ready for real lasting results? Our caring team at Milwaukee Weight Loss is ready to help you achieve your weight loss goals. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi. I dropped 40 pounds with Milwaukee Weight Loss. No crazy workouts, no meal kits or shakes, and definitely no meds or injections. They helped reset my metabolism, and the weights actually stayed off. It's been a game changer for me. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Schedule your free consultation today by calling 262-393-2334 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. A fun day at American Family Field for the Brewers. They completed the series sweep and did so in extra innings. Jackson Churio hitting the game-winning hit for the Brew Crew, and they beat the Dodgers 3-2. So a day off now for the Brewers. They'll be off tomorrow night and then start a series Friday evening with the Nationals. 3 games against Washington at American Family Field, and then they'll head into the All-Star break. Taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Just a couple of incidents to report. I-94 eastbound just past the zoo, the right shoulder block. That's due to a disabled vehicle. And I-41 southbound right near Appleton Avenue, the right shoulder block there. That's due to a crash. And your WTMJ 5-day forecast. If I can get my screen to work here. Here we go. Clear skies tonight. It is going to be a little cooler, low down to 61. Sunny skies as we get into Thursday, high of 82. Friday, partly cloudy. Could see some storm chances late, high of 83. Then as we get into the weekend, Saturday, cloudy. Some storm chances early, high of 82. Mostly sunny on Sunday with a high of 85. In Madison, it's 76 degrees, 70 degrees in Waukesha, and 70 degrees here in Milwaukee. I'm Neil Doyle, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:08.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee, a deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Welcome to this bonus hour of What's on Tap. I'm glad you're here, and I'm excited to share with you the news of a brand new dance company in our state. Wisconsin Dance Theater Director Samuel Huberty is going to tell us about this brand new dance company and their July performances of an original ballet set in World War II titled A Hero's Homecoming. Samuel will be in the studio with me at 8:35, but first, the Pabst Theater Group's president and CEO Gary Witt and booking manager Amber Solheim, they are two people at the heart of the local concert scene, booking hundreds of shows each year by local and worldwide entertainers. They have 6 core venues: the Pabst Theater, the Riverside Theater, Turner Hall Ballroom, the Fitzgerald, Vivarium. They also help book acts at Fiserv Forum and UW Milwaukee Panther Arena. I'm guessing you've probably seen some of these bands at some of these venues. Well, Gary Witt and Amber Solheim also see the importance of free music performances. And they are passionate about creating a music scene that elevates talent. And that could be done outside of buildings in public spaces. 2 summers ago, the Pabst Theater Group started hosting a free music series on the Riverwalk downtown called It's Alive Milwaukee. And backstage at the Riverside Theater, I got to visit with Gary Witt and Amber Solheim for a good conversation. And I asked Amber, what is the 3rd annual It's Alive Milwaukee?
It's a busking series that we host along the Riverwalk in Milwaukee, and
free performances.
Free performances, yep. And they last about 2 hours and are stationed across different locations throughout downtown, such as we have one at the Riverwalk here at the Riverside. There's one sometimes at the Bronze Fawns, the St. Kate, Lakefront Brewery, and Milwaukee Public Market this year. A lot of it is to engage people to utilize the Riverwalk. It's such a beautiful location. We want people to be engaged and go downtown and experience the local musicians and performers that we have. It's not just musicians that are going to be performing down there. We also have magicians, we have living statues, we've had mermaids in the past. It's all pretty fun stuff, and it's a way for us to engage with people downtown and encourage people to then engage with local performers and the beauty of the different local performers that we have in Milwaukee.
Why is busking so important? Other than getting people down to the Riverwalk, I mean, is there something magical to each of you about busking? Because obviously the legend and the lore,
yes,
you know, the one golden goose story that lives on in Milwaukee.
1983.
There you go. Go for it. Tell the story. Violent Femmes.
I think the Violent Femmes would probably not be happy about always being aligned with the story. The truth is that it was a great moment for them to be able to, because really I think people in Milwaukee thought they sucked, and they knew that they were better than what people thought. And I think James Honeyman Scott, the guitar player for Pretenders, saw them outside the Oriental, and they ended up opening up for the band on that night. The real truth is, and this relates back to my friend Frank Riley, who runs High Road Touring. Frank was the first agent for Violent Femmes, and Violent Femmes opened up for Richard Hell in New York, and that was really their real break at that point in time that really made them happen. But the truth is that, you know, busking, you know, look, I mean, like it's a lot of things are happening at the same time, intersecting to be able to make this a great scenario. We need to identify and give opportunities for our local musicians, Milwaukee musicians, opportunities to play. And more importantly than just playing, we also need to pay them. Like, we're freakish. We don't do interns. We don't, you know, we always believe that people should be paid for their work. So all the musicians who play on the Riverwalk all are paid for their work, which we feel is very important. They also get access to Visit Milwaukee and our social media, which we find incredibly important, because again, we're trying to raise awareness for a good music community or good culture here. But also what's important here is that the Riverwalk was a brilliant idea. Obviously, it worked in San Antonio. Hey, we do have a river. We have a river coming down the middle of our city, so having a Riverwalk was a natural. It's critically important that you don't just build the Riverwalk, but you actually activate it to get people out on it, participating.
And we will find out who's performing at It's Alive Milwaukee and when you can see them. More with Pabst Theater Group's president and CEO Gary Witt and booking manager Amber Solheim next on What's on Tap.
Brake issues, electrical issues, four-wheel drive issues, exhaust issues, and even my car just won't start issues.
You name it, we fixed it.
So the next time you're due for service, drive it on into Richlands and let our ASE certified technicians get you fixed up and safely back on the road.
Nothing warms my heart more than seeing our customers drive out of here with big old smiles on their faces. And all the credit goes to our staff, the most friendly, honest, hard-working, knowledgeable people in the business.
5 conveniently located facilities, all AAA approved,
and all staffed by ASE certified technicians ready to provide you with top-notch service.
And after your vehicle's been serviced, drop us a Google review and let us know how we did.
Because a Google review from you goes a long way. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands. You're due for service.
Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
Save big on auto accessories at Menards. We have what you need to keep your vehicle looking like new. Give your car the care it needs with Spray Wax from Turtle Wax. Just wash your car, rinse, spray on Turtle Wax, and dry for the quickest way to a high gloss shine. Save big on all Turtle Wax products. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scavidi here to talk about my brand new show, WTMJ Outdoors. We love the outdoors in the great state of Wisconsin and beyond. We're going to talk with outdoors experts, bicycling, resort owners, rock climbers, hunting and fishing, camping, all things Wisconsin outdoors. Join us every Saturday, 2 to 3, right here on 620 WTMJ.
It's WTMJ Outdoors, presented by Outdoor Living Unlimited. What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Pabst Theater Group's president and CEO Gary Witt and Pabst Theater Group booking manager Amber Solheim, they invited me to the cool upstairs green room dining area at the Riverside Theater, complete with Milwaukee-themed photos on the wall, including one of the Crusher. If you're a visiting musician, that would be a cool way to go. This is what Milwaukee's all about before you perform your show or as you're unwinding after the onstage performance. Well, Gary Witt and Amber Solheim agree that not only having cool concerts in some of our historic buildings are important, but also that busking, the act of performing live in public spaces for free, for tips or donations, Gary and Amber agree that busking is important to create a vibrant music scene and be a platform for aspiring artists, and also elevate our city, give it that buzz, why you want to be downtown and have those magic live experiences. Well, the Pabst Theater Group is hosting for the third summer now a busking program called It's Alive Milwaukee. You can stroll the Riverwalk on many a summer evening, and you'll find local performers playing music and making magic at Lakefront Brewery, at St. Kate, the Arts Hotel, the Bronze Fonz, right outside the Riverside Theater on the boat launch, even the Milwaukee Public Market. Ways to experience music and kind of their way to, I'd say, put their money where their mouth is. Gary and Amber really think that activating the Riverwalk and providing that platform for performances is important to activate that downtown area.
Yeah, It's Alive is kind of a small, singular step, not even solution, but just item that we can do in order to kind of speak into existence the things that we want to see in the city.
So, Amber, since you've curated and continue to this series that goes all the way through August, who are a couple of standout performers that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, well, just like Blacktop Music, we have Cooge, who's the magician, and then we also have Gunnar Schmitz, who is going to close out the series at the end of the summer on August 29th.
What kind of style is Gunnar Schmitz?
He is an amazing guitar player and is also a part of the band Maxx and the Fellow Travelers, which is an up-and-coming country band in Milwaukee. So we're really excited to have all of them.
Gary, who are a couple that you're looking forward to?
So I want to say that Amber's done such an amazing job when we originally began this, and took on the responsibility of kind of herding cats, of trying to first convince people that we weren't going to ask them to do it for free, but also
the famous line of, but do it for exposure, and every artist says, yes, you can die of exposure.
We don't ever believe in that, but more importantly, the logistics involved in it. Look, people have to show up at a certain time. There might have to be power for some people. We get our stage crew involved. Amber has really done a wonderful job of making this seem seamless and making it possible. And I also want to say that Visit Milwaukee is such a great partner for us to work with. They really believe in making not only their core job of bringing people in from around the outside of Milwaukee and Wisconsin, but more importantly, they work incredibly hard to make Milwaukee better as a place to visit. And I think that this program is a perfect example of that. And I really think that Josh and Alex, especially, who kind of pushed to make this possible, are such great partners for us, and we really want to thank them, as well as Amber, for the great job that she's done. So we're very appreciative of that.
One band, though, that you want to see. Can't wiggle out of it.
That my favorite band last year, oddly enough, was our tech director at Turner Hall Ballroom, who came out, played solo guitar, Grateful Dead music for
3 hours.
And I don't think he cared if anyone ever showed up. He was happy with the echo in the alley, because he played by the Riverside, and the echo in the alley of his Dead music playing might have been the greatest moment in his life. So I'm going to go with Ben Pearlstein.
Absolutely.
Is Ben on this year's list?
Not yet, but we have a few slots open.
I think Ben will end up on this list.
We'll give him a shot.
Yeah.
Where's the best place to go to get the updated list of performers for It's Alive?
Visit Milwaukee's website has everything listed on there, on their calendar, and then there's also a specific It's Alive page as well that will give all the information.
And it is updated. I'm looking at it right now. Visit milwaukee.org for It's Alive. And some thoughts on who's performing and when you can see them. More with Pabst Theater Group's President and CEO Gary Witt and booking manager Amber Solheim next on What's on Tap.
Wholesale mulch? No problem. We deliver to residential or wholesale accounts, and we can supply you with whatever volume of the highest quality mulch you need. Nobody around here has more mulch than Erickson's. We'll deliver you a 1-yard pickup truck load all the way up to 100 yards in a walking floor trailer. And if you just need a little bit, swing by and we'll fill up a 5-gallon bucket or two. It's the best mulch you'll find. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our decorative stone is available by the handful for pickup, all the way up to 24-ton load deliveries. And our stone is superlative. We scour the countryside, countrywide, from Arizona to the Carolinas. We search pretty much the whole U.S. of A. to find you easily the best stone selection in southeastern Wisconsin. See a rainbow of decorative stone colors to match any exterior decor. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
Hey, this is Honest Eddie from the car lot down the street.
Hi, Honest Eddie.
Is it true your showrooms don't have any employees?
That's right. Hasselus mattress showrooms are employee-free.
Now, don't you be dishonest with Honest Eddie.
It's true. Give the mattresses a try with no pushy sales guide. And through Monday, get additional instant savings of $248 off Sealy Posturepedic and Beauty Rest.
Son, to make it in sales, you gotta pressure people. Like, what's your budget? Or, I know it's the most expensive model, but trust me, it's the right one for you. And what's it gonna take to get you into a Sealy Posturepedic or Beauty Rest today?
But that's hassling customers.
Yeah, so?
Our store is called Hassle Less Mattress.
Just change the name. How about Wacky Westerns?
Uh-oh, you're breaking up. Gotta go.
Wait, no, let me talk to my manager.
Hasseless Mattress, 100% Eddie free. Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you at hasseless.com.
It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. Get sale discounts store-wide all month long. What a great time to shop for all of your Christmas needs. Get your holiday decor and so much more, along with all the great bargains we always have for you. It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
While you rest on the weekends, we work for you. Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins. The latest in news,
You went to Cudahy. They knew you had a wallaby.
entertainment,
This has been one of the biggest pre-sales ever.
Really?
Yeah, the tickets have smashed records.
and more.
The deer typically only ate the dried flowers. They were eating everything, so they found good eats in my yard.
Every Sunday morning starting at 8 on WTMJ. Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
You crave free music? You can find it downtown on the Riverwalk. It's Alive Milwaukee is back for a third summer, hosted by the Pabst Theater Group. You can see musicians, street performers of all kinds at various locations and times in July and August. Visit Milwaukee.org. You can find the It's Alive schedule. For example, tomorrow, if you're at Milwaukee Public Market at lunchtime, you can enjoy music from Arabesque. It's Alive. On July 11th at Lakefront Brewery, Blacktop is performing. You could see different performances at Bronze Fonz and Riverside Theater on the Riverwalk there. And this is all possible because of collaboration, of course. And I've been having a chat, luckily, backstage at the Riverside, a great space to enjoy where musicians hang out and get ready for shows and unwind afterwards. Pabst Theater Group's president and CEO, Gary Witt, and the booking manager, Amber Solheim, invited me to the green room there to talk music and talk about our city's music scene. But also, I got the chance to ask, why is it possible to have It's Alive in Milwaukee happen?
The only reason this is happening is because of a willingness for us, and like Visit Milwaukee doesn't have to do this. We don't have to do this. It's a willingness of two groups to work together to give of their time to try to find a way to make the city better. I think whenever you own a business in the city, you're only really allowed to put 93 or 95% of your effort into your business. When you work and live in a city like Milwaukee, you have to put at least 7 to 5% into trying to make the city better around you, because ultimately that makes your business stronger. But you have to make the city better around you. It probably is true about almost any city that you're in, but it's even more true about Milwaukee because we're needy as a city. And it's really going to take business leaders, as they do often in many other situations, to try to make the city better by putting their focus here. Look at what Steve Marcus and Beth Weirick have done with the sculpture, work.
Sculpture Milwaukee, yeah.
I mean that is singularly a guy who's incredibly passionate about the city, who wants to see great things happen. I would go back to Mike Cudahy. Why the hell would Mike Cudahy buy the Pabst Theater for $1 when it was losing over $1 million a year? I don't think he really cared about live music at all. So, but you know what? He cared about Milwaukee. So
and the
maybe
history, preserving that beautiful landmark.
Yeah, well, I think we preserved it. I think we've done a good job. I think the Pabst
I've polished
Theater,
the chandelier.
Yeah, there you go.
I think it's a euphemism for something. I'm not sure what that is, but and I also would I would applaud the Pabst Theater Foundation, Jennifer Bartolotta and Mike Cudahy Jr., who run that, who've done a great job keeping the Pabst in play. But look, my last parting thoughts here would be, of course, to say something that I should say, which is that when I mention people like Mike Cudahy, or I think about this building that we're in now, where Mr. Zilber is so important to the city. When I think of developments in the city, oftentimes people think about the Art Museum, they think about maybe the Fiserv Forum recently that was built and developed in the Deer District, but I don't think about that. I think about Mr. Zilber pre-2008 taking over the old gutted Pabst Brewery area. Think of it, Pabst Blue Ribbon, Pabst Brewery, the business that was once the soul of the city, that eventually absolutely screwed everyone in the city out of their pensions and left this like thing sitting up on a hill over the city that
carcass,
was a blight on the city. So Mr. Zilber, his team, John Kersey, those individuals, Tom Bernanke, those individuals, Jim Boris coming in and keeping their head down and plowing through the recession that we had in 2008, 2009, and bringing the entirety of the Pabst Brewery site back to life again, and actually building a full-time 24-hour community there. There are hotels there, there are businesses there, there are apartments there, there are restaurants there. They have succeeded where a lot of other people around the city have not succeeded in building a full-time community. I think that the work that they did was really wonderful, and I think that the death of Mr. Zilber and the death of Mike Cudahy left a tremendous void in the city. And the challenge really is there when you look at current philanthropists in the city is to my challenge to them, I'm going to make more friends here. My challenge to them is to be something rather than to seem to be something. Be something, don't seem to be something. Commit and try to find ways to use your superpowers to make the city better around you.
He is Pabst Theater Group's president and CEO, Gary Witt, and along with Pabst Theater Group's booking manager, Amber Solheim, thanks so much to both of them for inviting me to step inside the Riverside Theater and have a really hearty conversation about Milwaukee's music scene and some of the history. The full podcast of that conversation is on WTMJ.com on the What's on Tap page, or wherever you like to get your podcasts. Just search for WTMJ What's on Tap, and you can listen that way, because Pabst Theater Group's Gary Witt has been working in the Milwaukee live music business for over 20 years, including he co-founded the National Independent Venue Association a few years ago. You can hear more of Gary's observations on our city's growth and how Milwaukee can evolve if action and collaboration happened. He's had certainly a unique perspective and unique experience in his role, and he cares so much about Milwaukee, and that's why It's Alive Milwaukee is important to him, to have a really strong music culture, but arts and creative culture here. So I highly recommend listening to the podcast, and even more so, I highly recommend checking out the It's Alive Milwaukee free performance schedule. VisitMilwaukee.org is where you'll find it. You can sort it like a list or sort it like a grid if you want to, and the performances go all the way through August. And Cooge Magic that Amber mentioned is August 4th at the Bronze Fonz. Really great time to, if you're after work, stroll by, or like I said, Milwaukee Public Museum. Milwaukee Public Market has a lunchtime performance tomorrow. So check out visitmilwaukee.org, and it's alive, Milwaukee. And next, I'm very excited to find out about our state's newest dance company. It's called Wisconsin Dance Theater, and there are performances this weekend and next weekend of an original ballet called A Hero's Homecoming, and it's a ballet set in World War II and performed by young dancers here in Wisconsin. We'll meet Samuel Huberty, Artistic Director of Wisconsin Dance Theater, next on What's on Tap.
Over 60 years in business, with over 60 vehicles out in the field so we can respond ultra quickly to your emergency AC needs. When you call Quality for emergency AC service, you can count on a swift response to get the job done right away. So if the heat's got you to the point where it's just too hot to handle, call Quality and we'll get you the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality.
And according
Heating,
to this
cooling, plumbing,
CDC,
and electric.
there are now...
When you need commercial or residential plumbing service, you need it now. Call Quality. We have over a 60-year track record of taking care of people. And with over 60 vehicles ready to respond to your needs, we'll be there in a hurry, so you won't have to worry. This is Anthony Zaneski. For commercial or residential plumbing service, call Quality and get the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
So how is that possible? 1.9% real estate commission? There must be something you're not telling me.
I hear that a lot. The truth is, everybody could do it, but they choose not to because folks keep paying more than they have to. I guess they just haven't heard yet that Century 21 Benefit Realty can make that 1.9% real estate commission promise on the sale of your home and stick to it. So I'd like to think that's going to make your decision easy. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. You only get one chance to make a first impression, and that goes double for your home listing, because that's how you're going to get the most value. By having a customized marketing plan specific to your property with professional photos, global marketing, and the built-in experience that Century 21 Benefit Realty has brought to the table since 2004. And being joined with Century 21 just makes all of the above stand out that much more. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Hey, it's Crash Gladys from Speed Freaks. Are you still paying full price for gas? Stop leaving money behind. Get real cash back every time you fill up with the free Upside app. Simply download the free Upside app in the App Store or Google Play right now and start earning cash at the pump today. Use limited time promo code IMPACT and get an extra 25 cents back per gallon on your first fill up. Listeners are making $200 to $300 a year just from buying the gas they already needed. Don't wait. Download the free Upside app now and use promo code IMPACT to redeem your 25 cent per gallon bonus. That's promo code IMPACT. Yeah, at first I thought it was too good to be true, but it's completely legit. Plus, you can cash out anytime. Don't let this offer drive on by. Download the free Upside app now by using limited time promo code IMPACT. That's promo code IMPACT for a limited time 25 cents per gallon bonus. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Welcome back to What's on Tap. I am Sandy Maxx, and if you might recall, I grew up dancing. I went to performing arts high school in Louisville, Kentucky. Now, I realized by my senior year, I was not a good enough dancer to make a living at it. Still loved it, but that was not going to be the way I could contribute to the arts. Being a broadcaster and celebrating the arts and sharing stories is a much better role for me, even though I still love to dance. But especially ballet is very rigid, and you know if you have what it takes or not to be a prima ballerina. So I am very, very happy, though, every time I get to talk about dance. And I have learned that Wisconsin has a brand new dance company called Wisconsin Dance Theater, and I am thrilled to welcome to the WTMJ studio Sam Huberty. You are the director and the founder of this dance company?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. That's it. And may I ask, you are certainly young and looking dapper in your suit. Are you in your 20s?
Yes, I am in my 20s.
So see, I was like, because I don't want you to ask me back. No, but it's exciting to me and vibrant that, when I see there's a new dance theater company, I think it's going to be older people who have either aged out of their dance years but you are obviously still in your dance years.
Yes, ma'am.
And I would love to know why you created Wisconsin Dance Theater.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was working with my wife in Israel at Jerusalem Ballet, and unfortunately had to leave due to circumstance.
Yeah.
In early of 2023. So we came back to Wisconsin, which is where we were from, because we had kind of a quick leave. And when we got home, we were talking, and I had a few job offers, and we ended up deciding that what we wanted to do was have the freedom to create work that we felt was applicable to an audience in a modern day. So works that people could more easily relate to. It's not the 17th century in France anymore. Royalty has lost a lot of context on a day-to-day basis. So we're creating themes and telling stories that people can connect with and hopefully find a positive relationship with in their life.
Interesting. And the first ballet that you are debuting this summer is called A Hero's Homecoming. Tell us about this ballet.
Yeah, absolutely. So the story that's coming out is the soldiers are coming back from being deployed during World War II, and they're all coming back home to the small town that they live in. And the 40s, a very tumultuous time for the world. A lot of things changed. And so as everybody's coming back, people's roles in their lives have changed. People were gone. So you have these cultural icons like Rosie the Riveter. So the roles within the community have changed. And so how does everyone fit back into living with each other and working together as a community, and how have those relationships changed after the people themselves have changed?
And I think a lot of people, as soon as you say World War II, you think about the experience of the soldiers who are away.
Yeah.
So this is an interesting, homecoming is in the title, but it's an interesting exploration of those changing relationships. And dance is a wonderful way to show that. Who is in the cast of A Hero's Homecoming? How many different stories are you telling?
So there are 4 stories that are happening simultaneously, 4 or 5. I've been calling them side quests in rehearsal, just kind of as a joke, because it bounces between the narratives and they all intersect. And it was a challenge to tie them all together collectively at the end, but we managed to do it, which was very fun. It was kind of like a giant puzzle, and putting it all together was an absolute blast. And so we have, I think everyone, all of the uniforms that we have, I believe, are from different branches. Everyone's experience would have been different. So they're all coming back and they're getting to see each other again for the first time in probably anywhere from 3 to 5 years. So it's a very exciting moment for a lot of the people, because these are their friends, and a lot of them have stories and circumstances that they can relate with one another. And then that helps them then connect back in with the community.
And are there real veterans that you based these stories on?
Yes, actually there are. So I don't know if I'm supposed to say their names.
Well, you don't have to, but to know that it's based on fact, we won't expose anyone at this time. We will protect their identities, because it is a very personal journey.
Yeah, absolutely. So and as kind of as a fun detail, so all of the uniforms that we have were donated to the company, and we got permission ahead of time to make alterations to them to turn them into costumes. But all of the characters' names are the first name and the last name of the person who wore the uniform during the war. And so we have been trying to gather as much information about them that we can to help just enrich the story.
And inform the dancers. Anyone knows, as soon as you're a performer and you put on your costume, or whether it's a hat or whatever it is, that has to have some gravitas to those dancers.
It's a very powerful feeling. When all the costumes are in the room and everybody starts getting ready, and we're testing things and getting costumes altered at the moment, right, so that everything fits properly. And it does. It really, the story just absolutely starts to come to life as we start piecing things together more and more and more. So it's just phenomenal.
Sam Huberty, I'm excited because I want to talk more, is the director of the brand new Wisconsin Dance Theater that just started this year in January, and already putting on a very ambitious and original production called A Hero's Homecoming, set in World War II. We've touched on the costumes and we touched on the storyline. There's so many more questions I have. So when we return, I want to find out about the special way you're creating the ambiance with music. So A Hero's Homecoming, find out more and when and where you can see it next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
With all the positive Google reviews continuing to pour in for Richland's Tire and Service Centers, we want you to know we appreciate you.
You were due for service, we delivered, and then you went the extra mile and wrote a few kind words about the service you experienced.
Yeah, thank you so much. Michael, Glenn, Jeff, Lisa, Carol, Jason, John,
Wait,
Michelle,
hang on a
Ryan.
second, Dad. As fun as it may be to name every single person who's ever left us a Google review, there just isn't enough time. We get 60 seconds, and I'd say we've got about 28 left.
Ah, good point, Courtney.
Listen, we appreciate every last one of you for helping us maintain a nearly 5-star Google rating. And we're going to keep on shooting for the stars, especially when it comes to providing top-notch auto repair service.
Yep, and remember, be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. Peter, Bruce, Samantha, Kimberly, Nick, Heather,
Oh,
Marissa,
Dad.
George, Jeremy, Diane, Brad, Paul.
Richlands.
Save on the best quality furniture and mattresses during the July Independence Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. With major discounts from our premier suppliers, you will save big on top brands like Bradenton Young, made in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Bradenton Young is known for its fine quality leather upholstery. Fjords brings you modern Scandinavian design recliners and sofas, ergonomically engineered for more hip and back support. Norwalk, with American roots that go back over 100 years, specializes in making furniture just for you. Choose the piece, style, fabric, or leather you want, and in just 35 days, we'll deliver your new sofa, chair, or sectional. In-stock or special orders are all sale priced. Need a little help putting it all together? At Ken Michaels Furniture, our design staff is ready to help you with your purchases, and it's free. Stop in today and save now during the Independence Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture on Capitol Drive in Brookfield, Highway 100 in Greenfield, or our downtown Mattress Factory showroom.
Jake suffered with carpal tunnel syndrome.
Tingling numbness in my hands and fingers, not sleeping well at night, tossing and turning, trying to manage with pain pills and stretching, and it just wasn't helping.
He didn't want the traditional invasive carpal tunnel surgery.
I had seen people with bandages and scars and clubs for hands. I just don't have time to be incapable of doing things for 6 to 8 to 10 weeks.
Then he learned about the Ovation Hand Institute and the Ovation Technique, an ultra minimally invasive procedure done in the office.
I wanted to get it looked at sooner than later. So I had the virtual consult. It was very thorough as far as like I was sitting in a doctor's office. I was booked for the procedure 2 weeks later, had my right hand done. Very quick procedure. It was really great. That very night when I went home, it was the first time in probably 3 months my hand did not wake me up.
Book an appointment with the Ovation Hand Institute and find out if you're a candidate for the Ovation Technique.
Probably the most surprising thing was how quickly I was able to do things again. I'm cooking dinner, I'm doing yard work and all that kind of stuff the next day.
Visit ovationhand.com. ovationhand.com.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
Some music to get you in the mood for A Hero's Homecoming. And this music, you're thinking, yeah, that's snappy, Sandy. What is A Hero's Homecoming? Bet you didn't expect me to say it's a brand new ballet. It's an original ballet. And to tell us more, I am joined in the WTMJ studio by Sam Huberty. And Sam, you are the director, founder of Wisconsin Dance Theater.
Yes, ma'am.
Congratulations on starting a new dance company as of January. And where is the dance company based?
So we're based out of Heartland, Wisconsin.
And from the Heartland,
Yeah, right.
you have created an original ballet called A Hero's Homecoming, set in World War II, focusing on stories of soldiers coming back and returning and reintegrating into life and at home. And you have mentioned that you have unique costumes that are actual uniforms from that time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot
and
of
got
the
permission to alter them. Like, those
Yeah.
are treasures.
Yes. Yeah. We got permission from the families before they were donated. We let them know ahead of time. We're like, hey, we will have to alter these just for that we can move in them properly. And they were all okay with it. Actually, one of the dancers, it's his I believe it's his great grandfather's uniform that he's getting to wear on stage.
Oh my!
So yeah, he's so excited because he came up with the idea. He approached us. He's like, "Hey, I don't know if you have a costume for me yet, but I have my great grandpa's uniform. I'd love to, could we use this?" And I was like, "Yeah, if you're okay with the alterations we have to make to it, that would be great." So he's very excited to be able to do this.
What an emotional connection.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that the families said yes, because I feel like this is a way that their loved one can live on through art and telling this story set in World War II. And the music we just heard, tell me about the musical accompaniment to A Hero's Homecoming Ballet.
Yeah. So we went through, we found, we picked all the tracks are from prior to the end of the war. So all the time, the music is time period correct, which was a super fun thing to delve into and learn all about. And we have portions of the show are accompanied with live music. We tried to do the whole show, but it got, we ended up losing 3 bands.
Really?
It was really hard to find a band that was willing to, I think just because of the amount of rehearsal and then the number of shows. But we ended up finding a band that was willing to do it. And so, we tested the waters with them. They're absolutely phenomenal. They're such talented artists. So they're going to be accompanying us with that for portions of the show this year. So it's very exciting.
I don't know how to say Kyle's last name correctly. It's Deschner. So I don't want to mispronounce it, but Kyle Deschner is part of the jazz band and a local musician. And I love that you're bringing local artists together to tell this story. And I still am just absolutely impressed that in your 20s you have started a dance company. But you did have a harrowing journey to come back here. You have performed around the world. And where were you just before you returned to Wisconsin?
So I was in Israel with my wife. Actually, we were working for Jerusalem Ballet.
Is your wife a dancer as well?
She is. Yeah, she is a dancer. So, we were there in October of 2023 when things got a little crazy. And so we were able to get one of the last commercial flights out before everything got shut down. My goodness.
What was your experience there? Was it as obvious that you needed to leave as it seemed?
Yeah, I think so. We made some calls to a few friends just to see, to get some second opinions and see, is it a serious situation? How serious? Because it's kind of an odd situation to be in. It's kind of a first time thing.
And when you don't know what kind of information you're getting there.
Yeah.
In Israel with all the chaos and the sheer terror, the horror of that situation in October of 2023. My goodness.
It was a pretty hectic situation. So from there, we made a few calls and we decided it was probably in our best interest to return home. And we did, which was, I think, probably fortunate for us. And everything has timed out really well. And, we've kept contact with a lot of the people that we're friends with there. And so, it's good to get to talk to them periodically. But they're in a strenuous situation, so we can't always get a hold of them, which is a little stressful sometimes, but
I'm
it
sure
is what it is.
The emotional support is good in that arts community.
Yeah.
And your experience around the world and bringing that experience to Wisconsin brings a unique perspective as well. So for Heroes Homecoming, what are the performance dates? I know I've excited people. They're like, you keep talking about this really interesting story. When can we see it?
Yeah, so the performance dates are the 12th and 13th. We are in Elkhorn, Wisconsin, and the show times are 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. on the 12th and 2 p.m. on the 13th. And we have a little after party afterwards at Friends on the Square. So anyone's invited. Come hang out if you want to come meet the dancers. They'll be available to answer questions and meet and greet people. And then the following week on Friday, the 18th, we have a show at 7 p.m. And then on the 19th at 7 p.m., we have another show. And then all the dancers have to return home to other contracts wherever they are in the rest of the country.
Oh, wow. So this really is a limited engagement and a special group. You know all of these dancers? Are they all here because of you and your story?
A lot of them are friends. I called in some favors and I said, hey, we're going to do this show. I'd love if you'd participate. And they all came back with, so that would be a blast. So it's been great. We've been spending a lot of time in the studios, anywhere from 6 to 12 hours a day, putting the show together for the past pass a little bit here. Yeah, so it's been so much fun, and getting to work with them and developing the characters and piecing everything together has just been an absolute blast, and I'm very blessed and fortunate to have such good friends and such a supportive community.
Samuel Huberty from Wisconsin Dance Theater. More questions about the creative process, because you were talking about the level of research you've done with the music to accompany the dance and with some of the storytelling. I want to know even more about what you've learned digging into this World War II history and turning it into dance stories. So stay with us here on What's on Tap for more about a Hero's Homecoming original ballet, next on WTMJ.
The new fractured boulders we now have in stock are really nice. They're squarer and more rectangular in shape, and they're great for building dry-laid retaining walls. They're much easier to deal with, lock together nicely, and you get less gaps. No wet mortar needed. And we've stocked a multitude of colors. You can use them as an accent item to add character to your dry river or creek beds, too. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our organic mulch is comprised of all trees. Most mulch is made from ground-up pallets, and you don't know what might have been spilled on those pallets. Could be chemicals or who knows what. But not our mulch. We're recycling trees. Many species of hardwoods. Cedar, hemlock, light brown, dark brown, mocha, black, red, gold, and caramel. 7 colors to choose from means a mulch to match any exterior. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Hey, Milwaukee, if you missed out on the best summer savings for furniture, appliances, and mattresses, don't worry. Kohlder's is extending their 4th of July weekend sale through this Sunday for one more week. Shop Kohlder's unbeatable store-wide discounts on top of their sale and clearance prices. John Mercure here. I just shopped at Kohlder's. It's the best quality. It's the best sales team. It's the most beautiful showrooms. And now, save 60% on furniture and mattresses. Take an additional 10% off. Stack your discounts only during Kohlder's extended 4th of July weekend sale. Save big on sofas, sectionals, dining tables, bedroom sets, and more. Use the code WEEKEND10 at checkout, in-store, or online. And the savings don't stop there. Take an additional 5% off appliances at Kohlder's with the code WEEKEND5. That's on top of prices you won't find anywhere else. Now's the time to upgrade your kitchen or laundry appliances at Kohlder's. Don't miss out on Kohlder's 4th of July weekend sale, now extended through Sunday, July 13th. Shop in-store or online at Kohlder's.com.
Get more for your money, Kohlder's.
It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. Get sale discounts store-wide all month long. What a great time to shop for all of your Christmas needs. Get your holiday decor and so much more, along with all the great bargains we always have for you. It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
Hey, Debbie. Southbound 794. There was just an accident. Right now, it looks like at least one lane is closed.
Call me, Debbie Lazaga, on the WTMJ traffic tip line, 414-238-9329.
Highway 45 southbound. A tire came off of a car.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it?
Northbound 41 at Burleigh. 3 vehicle accidents just happened in front of me.
Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Talking about the Harley-Davidson homecoming. Yes, that's happening this weekend, but another kind of homecoming, a hero's homecoming, an original ballet by a brand new dance company called Wisconsin Dance Theater is also happening this weekend in Elkhorn, and Wisconsin Dance Theater's director Samuel Huberty is with me. And how are you?
Good.
Feel pretty good?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I love what I've heard so far about your attention to detail and that you've created this original story set in World War II of 4 soldiers coming back and being able to tell those emotional stories that have still those universal emotions to them in dance. So I'm very excited. WisconsinDanceTheater.com is the website to get the details. We'll make sure you get the performance dates and the ticket info, but WisconsinDanceTheater.com is the website. But Sam, I'm interested to know, We've been talking about how you've, based here in Wisconsin and starting a dance company. Did you grow up dancing here in Wisconsin?
Yeah. My mom had a school in Elkhorn, Wisconsin. It was toe-to-toe ballet school.
DNA.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right. And myself and my 2 younger brothers all took lessons there. And then when I was 16, I went to summer intensive at Fort Wayne Ballet. And I was having lunch with one of the people, one of the staff, because we were all, they would eat lunch in the kitchen, in the cafeteria with us. Jeremy Blanton, who is, I think he was the second company director for ABT for a while. And then he was Bob Fosse's personal assistant for quite a while.
Oh, the stories he must have.
Yeah, right?
Bob Fosse, a legend, my goodness.
Yeah,
so that was the kind of people, the level of talent you were with at age 16. What did you learn in those conversations?
Well, I learned that people got paid to dance. I had no idea. It just had never crossed my mind that it was even a possibility to do it for a job. I just really enjoyed doing it. And we sat down and he was like, have you ever thought about doing this for a job? And I was like, well, can you do that? And he's like, well, yeah, that's when you go pay to see shows, they get paid to do the shows. And I was like, oh, that would be great. That'd be so much fun.
And just even him asking you means he thought you had what it took.
I hope so,
to be a professional dancer. And now you have a dancing career, and now you're the director of Wisconsin Dance Theater. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, but also thank you for bringing your talents and creativity here, because you've created this original ballet called A Hero's Homecoming. And when are the performances and how do we get tickets? We have just a few seconds.
You're good. July 12th and 13th, 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. on the 12th, and 2 p.m. on the 13th. And then that's in Elkhorn, Wisconsin, and in Wales, Wisconsin on the 18th and 19th, both at 7 p.m. Tickets can be purchased online at wisconsindancetheater.com, and they can also be purchased at the door.
Well, I will not say break a leg, because I always thought that's a horrible thing to say to a dancer. It just sounds terrible.
Prefer not to.
Exactly. But I wish you great success in your debut performances with Wisconsin Dance Theater. Thank you for bringing A Hero's Homecoming to life.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and it's been a blast.
Thank you so much. From Wisconsin Dance Theater, he is Sam Huberty, and I am Sandy Maxx. Thank you so much for listening to What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
What we love about our ability to help patients at QC Kinetics is seeing their pure delight at finally being able to do the things they enjoy without pain.
I had a patient start treatment with me. He wanted to be able to be active again and do some of his sports that he really enjoyed.
Dr. Ashley Caravelli, Milwaukee's medical director for QC Kinetics, treats patients with chronic joint pain using their body's own biologics. The goal? Get them back to living their best lives without surgery or harmful drugs.
He came back and he goes, what I wasn't expecting was the ability to play on the floor with my grandchildren. Even just saying it now, I have goosebumps, because it's changing those small moments that you take for granted.
Don't let joint pain rob you of those moments. See if you're a candidate for QC Kinetics regenerative treatments.
It just warms my heart to be able to help people live the life they want to live and get those small moments back.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades. Roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Dutch Boys Durafighter is a premium interior paint and primer in one with a tough lasting formula. It provides great scrub resistance and durability with remarkable hide and a smooth finish. Save big on Dutch Boys Durafighter paint at Menards and start your next project today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement.
At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally